hit that like button and share this stream if you're not a beta male.
Hey, girl, you gonna eat your cornbread?
Don't say nothing. You talking to me? Yeah, I think he's talking to you.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen.
She is not black.
We have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit.
She is not black.
Which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
People in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time. Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking. The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring. And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. Do you think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Until November, we got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
We did it! We did it! Take the bird at the White House, and we're sick of the tweet.
Victory is not just about Joe Biden. It is a story about a coalition of voters made up of young people, communities of color, and women.
Now, what have African Americans actually gotten from Mr. Joseph?
I'm saying that we have a lot of power. We have power to make heaven and hell for our men. And I'm saying, let's try making heaven. Let's try to build him up. If a man has his woman behind him, he will believe he can do anything. And all we need to do is to get our men to believe that they can do anything. And he'll be able to, do much better than he's doing now and come out of the pitiful condition he's in. As I said, I'm not exonerating him. I'm just saying that all of that strength that we have, let's use it in a more positive way instead of just going for self. Nobody told us that all of that being my own person and I'm independent would lead to separation and loneliness. But that's what we had to.
Within
If we
the
started
2-year mark, you're saying within 2 years you expect to be engaged. Okay.
Yes.
Hypothetically, and you guys all get a chance to think about this. In 2 years, within that 2 years, what do you hypothetically expect to bring to the table? To the table, not a table, but the. You got a man, he's decent, he making a little bread, he not down on his luck. you're also meeting him in the middle, what do you expect to bring to the table within 2 years? If anything at all, and if it's nothing, then that's okay.
Yes, so I believe I am the table, so.
Short and sweet, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, at this point, meaning within
if
the
we started
2-year mark, you're saying within.
Of the kingdom of God, thy kingdom come. Where's your kingdom? Living in a car, ain't got an apartment, little old jive flat, without even a vision or hope or desire to better your condition. Where's your kingdom? Don't bother this woman to go live in some junk pile with a fool.
Me too. Cash or credit?
Cash or credit for what?
What do you mean for what we just did?
I didn't know you was a prostitute.
I'm not. Are you crazy? Do I look like a prostitute?
Well, you asking me for money, you must be like an escort or something.
No, I'm a businesswoman. You ever heard of that?
A businesswoman, so you sell your pussy.
Not at all. I'm just not gonna have sex for free.
So you're a prostitute.
I need gas money.
We're in your house.
I know.
I drove to you. Shouldn't you be giving? Bitch, you should be paying. Alright, yo.
Hey, girl. You gonna eat your cornbread?
Don't say nothing. You talking to me? Yeah, I think you're talking to you.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen.
She is not black.
We have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit.
She is not black.
Which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
Your incarceration rate is down. The education rate is up. We up. We went from a group of men who were brought to this country in the hulls of slave ships. I know we got the pretendians out there that's saying that we still here, but the DNA test says otherwise, just like your baby mama. So, for my brothers who know their history and know where we came from, and know what we've been through for hundreds of years, the fact that over 60% of black men have now reached the middle class as a...
Your seed is the most important thing that you produce in this world. It's not the art that you produce. It's not the buildings that you create. It's not the amount of money you make. It's not the amount of people who like you. It is your legacy.
But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
Salute the black men.
Started with mama issues, afraid to question anything, that was that bitch in you. Grown ass men, we letting this shit continue. Adolescent feminine ways, why men offend you. Mama boy, she love thugs, her secret lover. That's why she keep these niggas inside the covers. Put the nigga aside, homie, I'm your brother. Close father saving us, having the same mother. Iron sharpens iron, we learning from one another. No jealousy or envy, going through life struggles. You told your mama you was outside, wanted to hang. Now you wearing colors and just joined the gang. No money, so the OGs taught you how to slang. Jackets rolled up and all you heard was bang. On the side of the curb, leaking out your brains. Quiet women sing, single mama lost again. Black men, we gotta change. Salute the black men. We number one if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and the pressure getting lesser, cause we deserve the best of. Coming home from work and life issues, I just want a meal, end up with fights with you. You just need to chill, remember I'm right with you. So fucking masculine, swinging and I ain't hit you. What's your fucking issue? You don't love me, you love what I can get you. Don't let the kids you love be in the bitch you. 911 police saying I hit you. I got video footage, you lying bitch you. Why you think we locked up options with you? Making love to the enemy out to get you. That big ass and a smile might convince you. Graveyards that's filled, we on the menu. Penitentiaries packed, men continue to be the simps, and she provided the venue. No respect, so black men we've been through. Nigga,
Black fathers are more likely to help their children with their homework, prepare meals, bathe and dress their children compared to fathers of other races. So the absent or deadbeat black father myth that many in America believe is really more like a lie.
The black men, we number one if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor getting lesser cause we deserve the best. I salute the black men. We number one if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor getting lesser cause we deserve the best of.
Salute the black man.
I salute.
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 Salute the black man.
Men, black men, I want to salute.
Fuck your butt.
I like that. Salute the black man.
Hit that like button.
Rescue Ritter today for our $99 mainline drain clearing special. The pros at ARS will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs. ARS has expert technicians ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Call
Cognitive dissonance is a condition that happens
to schedule your appointment. Call ARS.
Many times in modern America, men and women often do one of the following. They deny the evidence. They become enraged when you present them with the evidence. They argue to ad hominem attacks, meaning they attack the messenger instead of the message. And they will fight you or flee because they cannot hear what you are saying. In conditions such as this, tied into cognitive dissonance, often happens to those that have or lack self-awareness. They stay in a perpetual cycle of arrested development, exhibited by this. Is before you. Choose wisely.
All right, guys, if you can hear me, hit one. If you can hear me, hit one. We're going to have a great show on today with my dear friend Peaceful Life in a few minutes. But, I had to do this show, guys. I had to do it for a myriad of reasons. And the title of this show, guys, is that they're not like us. And I'm going to prove my point. One of the reasons why I do these shows, one of the reasons why men talk about male issues, because these shows and the internet is the purveyor of truth. These shows and the internet is the purveyor of truth. And, around the election time, Around the election time, guys, you begin to see people for what they really are. And I hear so many men say, you know, they are our women, but they're not your women. There's a remnant that's your women. My cousin is a good woman. My wife is a good woman. I got other family members and other women that I know that are decent women and good women. But I will argue that the majority are not your women. I'm going to prove it to you because the evidence don't lie, guys. Some of you think I'm lying, but they're not your women. The title of this show, guys, is called The Paradox of Lucifer and the Modern Woman. And we're going to get into it in a minute. I'm going to drop some kosher fire for your mind because, you know, I'm kosher and my mind is brilliant. But the paradox of Lucifer and the modern woman. Because the modern woman has a matrix mindset. She's highly solipsistic. She does not care about black community. One of the things I said before in the past, and shout out to my friend Top Gun, him and I talk about this all the time in the past. But woman was made for man, man was not made for woman. And the question should be, instead of asking men to vote for Kamala Harris, ask not the man what he can do for the community, but you should ask yourself the question, what can you do for the black man? You might ask the question, why is this man so passionate about this? Because I understand systems. I understand that systems can either evolve and systems can de-evolve. And when men and women are in calibration, then systems will evolve. But there's a de-evolution of this current system that we live in because modern women think they are better than you. And I'm going to prove it. It's going to make so much sense. I'm going to prove it, guys, in a few minutes before I bring Peaceful Life on. But the Lucifer Paradox makes a lot of sense because the woman or the serpent didn't deceive the man, the serpent deceived the woman. And he's still deceiving the woman because the woman has lost her first place. Her first place was to serve man as man served God. Her first place was to serve man and God, and man's job was to serve God and to love his woman and to protect her. But see, the problem now is that the modern woman has been besmirched by the serpent. And I'm going to prove to you guys, not only with this clip, but I'm going to prove it to you based on these comments. Watch this.
Follow me, baby. The elders are old and out of touch. I have the power to help you become the better version of yourself. Listen to me. I know what's best for you. I am.
And the modern woman has been besmirched by the snake whisperer. The snake whisperer came to Eve and told Eve, you shall be like the Most High. You will be just like the Most High. You will have power and knowledge of the unknown. And the problem with the modern woman is that she wants power. I told you, men, before in the past, some of you don't believe me, is that she only respects power and strength. And like I told you guys before in the past, some of you men have allowed your wives to control you, to manipulate you, and to vote for a woman that was complicit in the destruction of the lives of not only black men, but the black community. A cosplay Indian that she might be 10% or 15% African, of African descent. But somehow a world that was created by your grandfathers. Washington, D.C. was created by Benjamin Banneker. It was architected by Benjamin Banneker, and black male slaves built this country. And there was women alongside of us helping us build America. But see, the cognitive dissonance is so unreal, guys. It's so real. And it's so unreal because the modern woman has a matrix mindset. A mindset is of the matrix. The matrix does not see reality. The matrix just see things based on their perception. Her ego is highly satanic because her ego is highly delusional. And she's delusional because she wants power. She wants power. I was on a site, guys, and I was doing some research, and I was perplexed that women don't see us as a collective, black men as a collective, but they don't think black community first, with the black man being the leader, but they think black woman first. They think black woman first. They don't think black man first. With the man being the leader, they think black woman first. And we talked about these boule Negroes selling you boule biscuits, and you got women setting up, only supporting this woman because she's an AKA, and she say ski wee, and they talking about some damn unity and all this nonsense. But here's what's gonna happen. If she become president, you're going to see more of the same nonsense, more inflation, more immigrants coming, and more destruction of this country because they are blinded by wanderlust. They are blinded by their own selfish desires instead of being concerned about black men, black boys, and the black community and black girls. They're not concerned about that, and what they will do, they will silence other black women that support what black men are trying to build. But consistent with the archangel Lucifer, the Luciferian Paradox, Lucifer thought he was greater than the Most High after the Most High created the world. Lucifer thought that he was greater than God after God created him. Now think about it, guys, a world where there is no child without the seed of the man. But the modern woman has been deceived because she would rather have a symbol of tokenism and a symbol of freedom and a symbol of dependence and a symbol of rebellion are no different than Kamala Harris carrying the flame because she wants power and she's a queen without a crown because a woman cannot be a queen unless she have the crownship of a man. But just like what Lucifer did after the Most High created him, and just like the seed of man gives women the right to voice their opinion about their body because watch this, that seed that's inside of you belongs to a man. It doesn't belong to you alone. It's inside your body, but it's not your body because the seed of the man is a God spark. But the problem with modern women now, just like Lucifer, after God created the cosmos, then Lucifer, like the modern woman, say, I will exalt myself above the Most High. And the modern woman is saying today that I will exalt myself above man. And you got men in relationships, but there are women telling them, you better fall in line and vote for Kamala. I wish a woman damn would tell me to damn fall in line, sisters, or any damn woman. You will get your feelings severely hurt if you came to me and told me to some damn fall in line. I'm not falling in line, I'm a man. And some of you weak men that damn do it, shame on you. You're the reason why these women are out of control. And the thing that bothers me so much is this. The power that women have now to oppress men, guess who gave them the power? Man did. And it wasn't black men, it was white men that gave them the power. A small percentage of oligarchs. And basically what they're doing, they're playing on their ego. But see, what's going to happen, at some point, they're going to use them as useful idiots. And they're going to turn on them. And then these same wicked women that supported this nefarious agenda, they're going to come back and say that black men don't support us, and they're going to expect you to support them because modern women have a matrix mindset because they're in their own delusion. And the more you try to show it to them, it continues to confirm our point as traditional masculine men. Imagine a world that was created by men. Imagine an infrastructure and buildings that were created by men. The internet was created by men. DC was architected by Benjamin Banneker. The cotton gin and the cotton fields, men were the first slaves. The war machines were made by men. The guns and everything that all human beings benefit from, it was made by men. So how can you have a world that was made by men, and now you got women that think they are better than you after men created the world that they benefited from? And as Bishop Charles E. Williams said, y'all ain't gonna talk to me. And that's the problem with the cognitive dissonance that so many see here in modern times. They don't care about black boys and black men and black family and black community and black girls and traditional black women. They don't care about that. The majority of American black women in America don't care about community, but they care about power. If you don't believe me, ask Ice Cube. When Ice Cube proposed a community thing for the black community, they didn't care about no black community. What they cared about was the black woman, because they see themselves as a separate entity outside of black men. And they got simps that follow them. They got these simps that do what they tell them to do. They drag their knuckles on the ground and they do what their women tell them to do because they're weak. They're weak. They don't have a backbone. They don't have a voice. They think just like their mamas that raised them. And when they get around masculine black men, they project out of their own insecurities. So once again, how can we have a more perfect union where the modern woman has the mindset of Lucifer? I call it the Luciferian Paradox. The paradox means to be of the opinion. I'm of the opinion after the Most High created the world, and now all of a sudden the world that the Most High created, now she thinks she deserves to rule over it. Because many of the issues that we have in the modern community, it's more or less based on her making bad choices, getting with worthless men, not hard-working blue-collar men, not decent white-collar, white black men or white men, but she got with loser men she thought were fine, men that had good hair and green eyes and pretty skin and pretty teeth. And now after her best years are gone, she's been ran through and kissed by multiple men. Now all of a sudden, she expects you fools to follow her leadership. Now watch this. The scripture said that she will have a desire for her man, but he would rule over her. You got men that are in some of these fraternities, and their women don't support them. Their women don't follow their leadership because they're Christian, they're feminists. Some are Christian feminists and some are just right out feminists. They always talk about victimhood. They always talk about what men have not done. But the world would have never been great without black men. Your grandfather, many of them were farmers. And what the farmers would do, they would send you to school to become a teacher while he had a 4th grade education. He sacrificed his own happiness for you. He sacrificed his own happiness for you to get an education. He sacrificed his own happiness, freedom, and body, where many times they let you learn how to read while they kept the black man in the field. But now all of a sudden, this fake Indian, this fake black woman that incarcerated millions of, thousands of black men, she created laws that kept black men in prison. She also impacted families that were impacted by black men that probably led to truancy. But now all of a damn sudden, black men supposed to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a fake Indian. An Indian that married a white man. An Indian that don't even identify with black issues. An Indian that's so broke and weak that she don't even know how to act like a black woman. But somehow these simplistic, selfish creatures that act like children expect you to follow their leadership and vote for this woman. Now watch this. Look at how the world turned when man followed woman. Man was never designed to follow woman. Woman was made to follow man. And the scripture said because of one man, so many had to suffer because he followed the woman. But every time man follows woman, it leads to chaos. And I promise you, if this woman become president, when the world start being turned upside down, I'm not helping nobody. Don't damn nobody talking about helping the sisters. I ain't helping no damn body because they're not my sisters. They're not Joe women. It's only a small percentage of good black women that are ride or dies and ready to support black men. But the majority of them are selfish. They are selfish, they're bossy, they're misandric, and they don't respect traditionalism or the traditional black man or black woman. The only thing they want is what's best for them. And you men got to start thinking the same way. And if you don't believe it, I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Because if this woman become president, guys, it's over. Watch this.
And then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
I, Kamala Harris, and your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. If you think the country went to over the past 4 years, you ain't seen nothing.
So guys, this is art imitating life. It is a parody, Sister Bashir. Thank you. You're correct. And I know that. It's a parody, but I did that intentionally to prove a point. It's art imitating life. But in the meantime, shout out to my dear sister, Dallas D. Shout out to that dear sister, number love and respect for that sister, number love and respect for her. And she's a logical sister that support black men and black male issues. One of the things I've said about good women is this. Good women know that they are women. They know that they have a dark nature, just like black men got a dark nature. There are men that have a dark nature and will use and abuse men and women. There are weak men that have a dark nature because they don't stand on business. But I respect this sister, her and Bashir and other women like them because they understand that they got a dark nature, but they're very cerebral. They are cerebral. They can look around and see their idiosyncrasies and they can auto adjust. But I'm going to show you guys something that how selfish modern women are, how selfish they are, and how they don't care about babies. They don't care about black men. The only thing they care about is themselves. And they want black men to fall in line and serve them and kiss their behind. But in the meantime, Dallas D is the #1 sponsor. Thank you, sweetie. I look forward to seeing you at some point. But she said just chiming in, showing some support, and she might be like them, but she's definitely not like me. Yeah, I feel you, sis. And listen, I know there's some black women that support traditionalism and traditional values. And I know that there are some black women that they might not like Trump, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But they do believe in traditional values. And I'm going to show you guys something, and I'm going to prove my point. Here's a picture, guys, of a brother. He appears to be an Israelite, and I'm gonna prove my point about traditional men. I saw this guys on Facebook, but let me show you guys something. They know that around this time that people are becoming desperate, and folks are voting for this woman, blindly voting for her, because they're blindly voting for her, guys, because they want a token of power. They hate Trump, but don't know why they hate Trump. And this woman, once again, is not a black woman. She's not a black woman. She's a quasi-Negro, a quasi-Indian, she got like a percentage of African blood. But they are voting for this woman, not because she's qualified, but because she's a woman and because she's quote-unquote black. And because of that, they're voting for her. Imagine a world, guys, where men just vote for. Imagine black men say we voting for Trump because he's a man and he's white. And I'm gonna argue that men are not voting for Trump, not necessarily because he's a man, but they're voting for Trump because of his policies. But they already start sending banners, guys, and coming to me asking me who I'm voting for. And trying to dictate to me and other men who they should vote for. I'm running for president of the United States, and I'm honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination. Well, ma'am, how are you earning it where there have been no DNC national convention where you're debating against someone? And I'm not gonna get back into that, but this is my main point of contention, guys. Hold on. This is my main point of contention. I saw this brother, and this brother's name is Obadiah Israel. And he's a brother. He appears to be an Israelite. And like I said, guys, the power of what this brother's saying is powerful. Because once again, men are traditional. Now, this is what he said. Obadiah Israel said this. What are they getting? The women are saying, what are we getting? And Obadiah Israel said this, it means that the feminists got what they wanted and successfully removed the man from the head. They have convinced black women to lead charge, which have plenty of experience being independent, educated, and have effectively removed the use of black men out of their family structure. You hear it all the time, I want you, but I don't need you, which is dumb and idiotic, because you should want a man and also need a man. But the Matrix mindset don't think like that. The Matrix mindset think like the Matrix. And that's why men are checking out and becoming indifferent. And black men are getting women from other countries that are traditional and respect them, honor them, and follow leadership. He said that educated have effectively removed the use of the black man out of their family structure. The communities now we have are going to see all the Fannie Willises of the Western Hemisphere lead with emotion. Yes. He says called the Eve syndrome. I totally agree, brother. Eve wanted to be a god, and that's exactly what this picture represents. And the snake told Lucifer, you shall be as God. Oh, and then after the fall of man, he said she will have suffering in childbirth, and the man will rule over her because she wanted power over the man. Their communities now we see are going to see all the Fannie Willis of the world. Hold on. It's called the easy. He wants to be God, and that's it. Not a man in sight. And if it is a man in the picture, he identifies as a woman, and his pronoun is now that of a woman, so the mission is accomplished. God's policies are no longer in existence among the modern woman. And then he reads the scripture. But I will have you to know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. God is order. Matthew 15:8, the people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And then here's a powerful one. Ecclesiasticus 25:24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her all die. That is powerful, guys. Through her, through the woman, all sin came, and through her all will die. And I'm gonna show you guys something, because if you don't believe it, this is powerful. All die. And every time men don't stand on business, this is what happens.
When men fail to lead, the children rebel and the women take over.
When men fail to lead, the children rebel and the women take over. When men fail to lead, the children rebel and the women take over. When the men fail to lead. And it was never a woman's job to lead men. We didn't say women couldn't have a position in male areas, but you are out of order if you're trying to lead men that created the world. But see, the modern woman, guys, got something called penis envy. The modern woman has penis envy. She want to be like a man. She want to be like a man. She want to act like a man. She want to do what men do because the modern woman wants to be like a man. And it's a problem, guys. It's a problem. Shout out to Sister Bashur. Shout out to my dear friend. Nothing but love and blessings for her. And I wish we had more sisters like her. But sadly, it's not. It's not enough black women like the Dallas D's of the world. Because see, watch this, guys. I got sisters that support me. I got sisters that are supporting my channel because they're traditional black women that believe in what we believe in, guys. But women, modern women will shame these dear sisters into silence because they want control over the man. Sister Bashur said, modern women are indeed selfish. Yes, ma'am. Yesterday was my husband's birthday. Yes, ma'am. Shout out to him, Leo Magic. And I made grilled chicken drumsticks and stewed tomatoes and rice using vegetables from my garden. Blessings to you, sis. I posted in a group and was trolled by hyena as a result. Yeah, think about a woman cooking for her husband. It's shame because these whores are rebellious. They're very rebellious. They are very rebellious. And they want weak men to follow them like Jezebel had Ahab follow her. And that's why I say to myself, guys, if you're a single man, it's hard to find Bashuras and Dallas D's of the world. Traditional women that don't mind serving their husbands, don't mind taking care of their man. And I'm not talking about men that are dusty. I'm talking about hard-working brothers that have put in work. And and that's the problem, guys. But can't tell them nothing because they're hard-headed. Peaceful life, man. How you doing, brother? Because
what's up, my bro?
Man, it's a fly in the ointment, peaceful life. It's a fly in the ointment, peaceful life. And you and I talk about it all the time. Your mission is peace and happiness. And also the war cry on your channel, Peaceful Life, is relationship capitalism. I want you to talk about that briefly, but then also while you're talking about, what do you think about what Sister Bashur said about how some of these modern hyenas are shaming her? Because where you're from, the Bahamas, even though it's becoming more westernized, the men lead in their communities. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, it's starting to become more westernized and feminist, to be honest with you, because it's so close to the U.S. I mean, that's why I've been here most of my life. But the women in the community, especially in the Black community, there's just so much single mothers, women that are unmarried, unwed mothers, unwed women in the relation in the community itself. So the whole idea, they see a woman that's married or in a relationship or successful in a relationship, especially with traditional type of setting, it's just envy, jealousy, and resentment. Because their nature themselves, even though they've really been in bed with, liberalism, their nature itself as women, they want to have a man, a good man, a strong man to direct them and lead them. And they envy that in other women when they see other women have achieved that goal. So that resentment is just a bunch of pissed off, lonely women.
Let me ask you a question, man. The world is crumbling right before our eyes. And Sister Bashur said that, what do you say about what this sister said about women shaming her and disrespecting her? What do you say about that? Based on this on this Cash App, what would you say about that? Because They're not like us. They're not our women. You hear so many of these men talking about our sisters. They're not our sisters. They're not our women. I'm going to prove it to you in a minute. But what do you say about this this super chat by Bashur?
Well, yeah, what she said yesterday, my husband had birthday, and I made grilled chicken, drumsticks, and stewed tomatoes and rice using vegetables from the garden. I posted it in a group, and it was trolled by, of course. Of course.
Yeah, of course. Right.
They call you pick me a mommy, or they'll be like, yo, this is what is your husband, Harpo? That's what they're gonna start. These black women out here.
but yet, Peaceful Life, we see what's going on. We see the writing on the right. Record high inflation.
Right.
Pushing alphabet agendas and pushing everything. And the only thing these selfish women are damn concerned about is power and being over their men. And even had the nerve to say that they deserve to be in the White House because black women built the White House.
Yeah, you're crazy. But I think what you realize is that there's a certain structure of a relationship. When we talk about the hyena structure, where if she was to say her husband did this for her, then the hyenas would love her. He went out and he went to the garden and got stuff. He rubbed
right.
That's what they want to. Right. They only respect simp relationship. That's
simp relationships, right?
You know, the Rihanna A$AP Rocky thing where he's walking behind her with the baby and she's the powerful, strong queen. And that's what if you don't define, this is why they have a problem with Simone Biles and her husband. And because he doesn't behave in a way that he's happy to have met her, happy as a founder. There's a simp story marriage, simp story relationship that most non-traditional black women, because we live in a matriarchal culture in the black community, respect. If it doesn't fit the mode of that story, that simp story, where the guy is worshiping, pedestalizing her, bowing down to her, kissing her feet, they reject it. They basically say they're basically going to put the Harpo tag on your back of your neck.
Right. Shout out to look what Dallas D said. Dallas D said, I get called a pygmy all the time because I take care of my man too. Don't worry yourself with the thoughts of single, lonely, bitter bras. We see the writing on the wall, Peaceful Life. America's in trouble. She's on the deathbed. She's on ICU. She's in life support. If this woman become president, what do you see forecasting for the next 4 years if this woman become president, brother?
I see a bunch of lonely women because I think that 26% marriage rate in the black community is going to drop to about like 10, 15%. You know, as the boomers pass away and move on, because there's no way in hell you could keep putting in policies that are anti-man, anti-community, pro-LGBTQ, pro-immigration. Because even now we see with the immigrant crisis, a lot of the even in the city, they're not putting these immigrants in the Soho area or nice areas of New York City. They're sending them to Queens. They're sending them to the poor neighborhoods or the middle class neighborhoods, and they're really disenfranchising black people. So the replacement's already there. And the Democratic Party and liberals himself have always used black people as social experiments. We're gonna put all the immigrants down there with you guys. So what I see going forward is with all these feminist agendas, feminist policy, whatever, I think this is going to accelerate the she economy.
You said the shoe economy. What does that mean?
The she economy. Morgan Stanley did this study.
Oh, she economy. Right. Got you. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I think it's going to accelerate that. I think instead of around what they predicting 2045, I think that's going to bring that shit down to 2030. And I think the men are going to lose even more incentive to be a part of anything in this culture, because we're going to have more liberal policies, more liberal indoctrination policies put in place. And that's going to really, really, really put men are just going to be like, you know what, forget all these broads. I'm just going to travel overseas or enjoy my life. And because the guys are already checking out. The dating relationship stuff is terrible. Guys are not patronizing these restaurants anymore. They're not taking these women out. And they're not, some of these Gen Zers and even the millennial young men are not really holding down these jobs like they used to. So they need that tax base. They need men spending money. And the more radical people becomes with these, feminist type policy, the less likely the men are to participate in society. And the men are the ones who sponsor all of these things.
Yeah. And look what Bashir said. Bashir said, Dallas, I feel you. I've been called a pick-me so many times I lost count. I've been called mammy, black male identified, and slave because I cook and clean for my husband. And I want to take the time, Peaceful Life, to salute great sisters like Bashir, sisters like Dallas D. We love and we support you. And you know, if we had to, you know, in a situation, we're gonna ride with sisters like that. Now we ain't gonna try to put our life on the line unless we have to, but I'll be more willing to assess a situation after I call the cops for a sister like Bashir and Dallas D, even though I got a family, I don't want to die, than some damn random woman on the street that don't believe in supporting and respecting black male leadership because they're matrix-minded women. Shout out to Through the Fire podcast. That dear brother said, I've been in the hospital. I'll be calling you Through the Fire at some point, and we'll chop it up, brother. He said, I've been in the hospital, just got home yesterday, and glad I'm back to support this message. Of course, it's a deal. Support black male-centric content. No doubt, brother. Much love and respect. Go support Peaceful Life and also Anton Daniels. But Ingram, they're not like us. When I say that sentiment, what does that mean? They're not like us. What does that mean to you?
What that means for me is they support policies that are one, anti-family, anti-community, anti-man, pro-LGBTQ policies that push gender identity politics. So those things are not good for the family. Even with Black Lives Matter, on their charter before they erase it to define the nuclear family. So they're not really this nuclear family, pro-community, because most of their agenda are women en masse vote feminists. They don't vote community. They don't vote any policies that benefit the men. They vote with white, liberal, feminist ideology. That's what they vote with.
Yes, sir.
So they're more concerned with women's issues, like we saw with the Contract for America.
Yes, sir.
For Black women. Ice Cube presented that, and Ice Cube was like, "Well, aren't Black women Black people? Aren't Black women Black people?" That's what Ice Cube's act. Vivica Fox and the rest of those hyenas up there. Aren't Black women Black people? And they're like, "Well, Black women have specific needs. What is needs would you have that's separate from your man and your community?
Right,
is what you have to ask." And they had a whole total separate agenda because their agenda is to vote along with white liberal women because the abortion laws and certain things that they want in place. But more importantly, is this idea of power, government benefits, government enforced power that they have with the community.
No, I totally agree. Dallas D said, if a woman can control a man, she said, he's not the man for me. I could never respect the man I can control. I'm going to show you some on Peaceful Life, but let me show you this real quick. These hyenas are already coming at the door, man. I don't know if you can see that, man, but they already Peaceful Life coming at the door asking me to vote for them. They want my vote. Haven't given us anything, Peaceful Life.
Right.
But they want our vote just because they Black. And we know this woman is not Black. She's a cosplay. She's a cosplay Indian. They pledge with AKA. And you're going to see how selfish some of these women are of the Pan-Hellenic Council. You're more damn concerned about your sorority and putting this woman that incarcerated multiple Black men over Black boys and Black men. And here's the problem. These women don't even respect the men in their own sorority. Some of these women don't even treat their own men good. I'm not saying all, but I would guesstimate that they don't even respect their own men. You got women that tell their husband who they damn vote for, they'll tell their men he better fall in line. I wish a woman, Peaceful Life, will ever damn tell me to fall in line. She would get severely rebuked. She would get her feelings hurt. Telling grown men that built this world to fall in line. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these heifers expecting Black men to vote for them. What's your take on that, brother? Based on what you can see, if you can see it.
Oh, yeah. Let me try and see it. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What is it up? Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, to the trail. I cannot imagine two totally different visions for where. Yeah, two very starkly different visions for where one vision is purely LGBTQ and feminist ideology, and gender race hustling nonsense that does nothing for the community or anything for the family. And not only that, no focus really on men and boys, which is good.
Right. No focus on men and boys.
Yeah. I mean, we know that fatherless homes is the #1 issues in the Black community. We've already known that from the beginning, but she's trying to ride the back of race and identity politics. Other than this woman being identifying herself as, I don't even think she identifies herself as a Black woman. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. But to them, they look at, she's a woman of color, we got to put her in power.
Yeah, she's a woman of color. But yeah, she incarcerated millions of Black boys. Hold on. Look at this Peaceful Life. Yeah. Now look at what. Now I saw this man in a group, and they probably mad at me now, gonna remove me, which I don't give a you know what. But they got mad at this brother called Obadiah Israel. Said it means. So the women were saying, what does it mean to have Kamala in power? And I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. They say it means that the feminists. He said the feminists got what they wanted, and successfully removed the Black man from being the head and convinced Black women to lead the charge. Which have plenty of experience being independent, educated, and effectively remove the use of Black men out of the family structure. Their communities are now going to see all the Fannie Willises of the Western Hemisphere lead with emotion. It's called the Eve syndrome. What do you think about that, real briefly, man? What do you think about that?
I think he's on point, and that's exactly what their plan is. Really, it's really to destabilize the family, the nuclear family, and male leadership itself, because. And they've been attacking masculinity for what, 70 plus years now in this country, trying to, that's why we have this epidemic of a lot of feminine boys and masculine women, because they've been really trying to push this gender thing hard on the Black community.
Right. And I thought sororities were about building community and supporting their Black frat, supporting the Black men in their fraternities. Right. But it seemed like they don't care about that. They just want to put a token Indian in the White House because they want power. Let me show you some of these comments, Peaceful Life. You're going to see how silly these comments are real quick. Let me show you something real quick, because I'm sure some of them ain't going to like me. But in the meantime, guys, get the likes up. Go support Peaceful Life. He's my good brother. And he's one of the last traditional masculine men, because there's not a lot of us, but go support him. And then real quick, Peaceful Life, tell me what you think about this.
Hey, girl, you gonna eat your cornbread?
Don't say nothing. You talking to me? Yeah, I think you're talking to you.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen.
She is not Black.
We have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit.
She is not Black.
Which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
Now, Peaceful, I want to show you something, man. You're gonna really laugh at this nonsense. You're going to really laugh at this nonsense. These women are of the Divine Nine, and you're going to see how selfish they are, and that they really don't believe in brotherhood and family and community. But what they believe in, Peaceful Life, is their own self-aggrandizement. I want you all to look at these comments real quick, and you tell me what you think. Now, it says, please describe what it means to you, if anything. Now, look at these comments, Peaceful Life. I said I had to do this. I had to do it. This woman said, women united together. So, this brother said the Simpsons. This is sisterhood, yeah. This is the Pan-Hellenic Council, all the sorors trying to anoint this woman to put her in the White House. A fake Indian, a fake Black woman, a quarter Black woman, not even a quarter, probably a small percentage. She ain't even Black. She ain't Black. She's not ADOS. Even if she was ADOS, an African woman, she's not ADOS. So King Olowa said to Simpson, the men see it. Now look at what this woman said. And that's why I said they're not our women. They're not like us. Sisterhood Million Women March. Victory. Unity. Everything. Now look at what this woman said. Calling for the admin's Peaceful Life to close the thread and starting out nice and then classy. Part of this group is diluted because Black men had a contrarian viewpoint, and they're so emotional that they want to close the thread. What do you think about these comments thus far, brother?
Man, it's crazy, man. That's again, this is a sisterhood thing. But I guess what? All those women in there getting behind this are the same women that was bitching and mooning about a month ago about the immigrant situation, about inflation, about the economy, about men, about being single, about everything.
Right.
So they will go behind now all that's forgotten because you put a woman of color in the possibility of becoming the president of the United States. All of a sudden, all of their discrepancies are gone.
Right.
And they're 100% behind her. They forgot about how they, sent the kids home in New York City and put the immigrants into school. And
right.
Well, they forgot all about all that stuff.
Right.
So now because of woman, that just shows you right there that to them, feminism matters the most.
Right.
And power and the thirst for power.
The thirst for power. Right. Right.
More than that. So when she's part of the policies, her and Joe, that has made to put them in a position where they're so broke, where they can't afford the situations with the housing or with anything else, and why inflation is so high. And they're going to put that same person in power and continue. They want to put that person in power. Right. So if they're successful, I don't want to hear any bitching.
Right.
I don't want to hear any complaint about the inflation, the economy, jobs, or anything else. So it is what it is. That's your choice. You don't complain about the immigrant crisis. That's why when I see Charlemagne the God and all those guys to be backpedaling, he was bitching about the immigrant crisis in New York. Now all of a sudden they put Kamala in there. He's quiet. He's getting behind her. Just like these feminist men too. So I don't want to hear no bitching if things remain the same way.
And the only thing they're damn concerned about is some token of damn power and some damn chucks and pearls. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful of nobody's sorority, but if you say you believe in community and black community, then why aren't you pushing an agenda for black tradition with black men being the leaders and you following your man tradition? But they're putting their own they're putting their own
whatever. They're not giving up no power.
They ain't giving no power.
They're like, hell no. We power run through us. And that's the problem with it being a matriarch. They've had power since 65. And they're not trying to give that up. Not to no man. These women have been raised strong and independent, feminists. They just want a man because they want to be under his wallet and get the financial sponsorship and resources from him. They don't want male leadership.
They don't want male leadership. Right.
Egalitarianism all the way,
All the way. Right. Shout out to Top when he says, salute to my brothers at Twin Towers. Masculine lives matters.
Top Gun.
And masculine lives do matter, man. But I just get so flabbergasted, brother, when I see so many weak men supporting these nefarious agendas. And the sad thing is, man, it's a lot of men it's obvious they were raised by their mothers because masculine men would never support no nonsense like this. But let's read some of these comments. So this person said, okay, she's a woman, fact. Okay, look. Now this is cognitive dissonance. I don't know if this is a man or woman, son. She's a woman, fact. Okay, recognize her as a black African American. Okay, fact. Are those two reasons strong enough to necessarily another let her keep on ruining this country? I agree with that, brother. Running to the ground and putting millions and millions of Americans in danger of economic disaster, possibly terrible meals on the international stage. Look at the policies. Common sense don't exist in them. What do you think about what this brother said? He's right.
1,000% agree with him. All of a sudden, they don't care about the immigrant crisis anymore. They don't care about the Biden administration trying to replace them. All of a sudden, all those things are a second thought. But that's the problem that we have with the women. They've done this. They've done this with the Great Society back in 65 with Lyndon B. Johnson, and they have continued on through the 70s, through the 80s, even into the 90s, voting for things, voting for policies, supporting policies that just completely have ravaged the community. There's no community anymore.
No, it's not.
It's a rogue operation.
Right. There's no community. It's rogue, but at the same time, it's dying right before our eyes. And they don't care about it.
No.
Because the only thing they damn care about is self. Now, this person said peaceful life. They see black girl magic.
Right, yeah. Women in power. This is our chance, girl.
Yeah, but they see black girl magic.
Right.
They see black girl magic.
Yeah, they ain't gonna see black girl magic if they have to work on that corporate plantation until they 70. They ain't gonna see that.
Right. She said, this woman said to me, it would take a significant melting pot of different nationalities to make the white bright again. So they believe in this diversity, equity, inclusion.
Right.
This person said accountability. Now, this person said Trump got my vote. This Simp said it would be another great moment in U.S. history that we can say is the star of what is to come. Look how listen to this Simp, man. This Simp said this, but yet this woman was complicit in putting millions of men, thousands of black men in prison and hiding evidence that could have freed black men. And can you imagine over 1,000 black men being incarcerated, what it did to the community? Why is there so many black men, man, that endorse this nonsense?
Well, you're dealing with, again, matriarchal culture, especially the women. I mean, all it takes is a little bit of racial fear, and they on the bandwagon. I mean, they're highly controlled by women, and they're probably one of the reasons too that things are so out of order nowadays, because they set us up on a pathway of failure with all the simping they did in the past.
Right.
You know, I mean, and obviously that's where we get this mentality from, that so many black men would accept so much mediocrity from women, whether it be from the way they carry themselves or the way they move. But the boomer Simps has got to be the worst.
Right.
Really under control those women. Those women control those dudes.
You said the boomer Simps, peaceful life.
Boomer Simps, they're gone. They're gone. They're going to vote the plantation. They still think we're living in 1960 or some shit.
Oh man, that's great. I'm gonna show you something. You're gonna die laughing, man. Hold on for a minute. I'm gonna show you something. You're gonna die laughing. But you would think peaceful life after 3 years of record high inflation, wars, the bug virus, the pushing of alphabet politics. What do you think about the alphabet, man, getting more rights in black tradition and black families, and why they continue to push alphabet politics over black folks? What's your take on that?
Well, you know, my thing is, ever since, Obama did that, obviously, where he put civil rights, he put everybody under the civil rights umbrella, including the alphabet community. And what they didn't understand is that obviously the corporations and whatever elites globally had in power, this was all a plan really to create an environment that destabilizes homes, families, and puts people in this plantation mode forever. It would never really have to develop a strong society, a strong community, where constantly supporting the businesses and sponsoring these businesses and making them even more wealthier than before. And this is all a part of a plan, a design. And that's what black people don't get. They
don't get it. They don't see it. They don't care to get it because they're distracted. And I like what Bashua said. She said, I would rather show off my kitchen and mixology skills than my assets. The latter is only for my husband. The former should be an inspiration. Well, I think Bashua is on something. Let me show Sister Bashua something real quick. She gonna laugh at this. She gonna laugh at this peaceful life. You gonna laugh too. Hold on. Because I think in this picture, Kamala is showing off her. Hold on a minute. I think Kamala is showing off her assets. Hold on.
Oh my God, I could imagine.
Hold on a minute. Let me see. Where is that one? Where's that? I saw a picture of her. I don't see it, man. I was trying to find. Hold on. Oh, here you go. You gonna laugh. You see a peaceful life. Hold on. You gonna laugh at this, bro. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Look at what it says, peaceful life.
Oh,
G-string, Strings and collard greens starring Kamala Harris. Starring Kamala Harris to make you holler Harris with Sweet Willie Brown to the bottom. What do you think about that picture, homie?
It's comedy, man. It's comedy. You know, it's what we've come, man. I mean, she's already, you know, what was she twerking with or dancing with in the White House? Was it Glorilla or one of those other damn rappers or whatever else?
Yeah,
it's got a complete clown show, man. But the biggest fundamental problem is these women don't. They say they want man's leadership. They don't want male leadership.
They don't want male leadership, right?
That's really what it comes down to. And like I said, like I was saying earlier, it's by design to make our issues about LGBT and the LGBTQ issues together to just totally dismantle and destroy that community, make them a bunch of voting droids with no family nucleus, no strong men around. You know, that's going to challenge anything. That's pretty much what they've done.
Dallas D said the point Kamala made is way as well get the bear for a running mate. The way women are supporting that. Yeah, identity politics. I mean, dumb. It's dumb, man. It's dumb. Dallas said at the Culture Pool, the question I asked a few comments ago, I'd like to hear your commentary on that. I had a male virtually attack me on my stance on a female commander-in-chief. I agree with you 100%, sis. There are black women that agree with you. There are black women that don't want a woman as the president. And is there a rare woman that could be? Maybe. But I don't feel comfortable with a woman leading me because one is out of order. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially that type of woman. You know, that is far left liberal and woke. I don't want that type of woman leading nothing. You know, that you know, that's the wrong ass woman to have leading anything that is concerning our life, liberty and freedom and safety. Hell no.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Bashir said it's a shame that these hyenas don't realize they've been bamboozled. Hoodwink and bamboozled to the point that rebellion is what is brought down. Yeah, rebellion, man. And let me tell you something, it ain't gonna ever go back to what it used to be. Prince Elijah Wan said, I fought tooth and nail with my mom.
Yeah, it's gonna be a battle right now.
They want the community to be destroyed. I totally agree 100%. She said it was Sexy Red, that's who it was.
Sexy Red, she was dancing with. I
right, let me see if I can find it in a minute. But let's finish reading some of these comments. They said it's one woman. There are some women, Peaceful Life, that agree with Dallas and Bashir. This woman said it means nothing. There are some women that are waking up. This man said it won't be strange. I guess it's going to be a bunch of more alphabet. Everybody's in a dress at the White House. Remember we said that I told you that Peaceful Life. She win. Everybody, men gonna be in damn dresses. This person said it means a lot of disrespect among people because we couldn't have had different ideas. It's a mirage. It signifies change, but is it? Out of all the brilliant minds of America, you mean to tell me our choices? Ask yourself, this not by design? Don't get me wrong, I'm not for Trump, but will everyone occupy with this razzle-dazzle of what passed in the background? Yeah, it's a joke. And when you see these so-called women saying strength and unity, educated black women standing for equality, social justice, entrepreneurship, supporting each other in the next black president. What are you saying with that comment, brother?
Man, it's goofiness. That's goofy shit right there. I mean, it doesn't make, and the problem is everything is about race and gender, not about what policies this person is going to put in place that's going to benefit you. Again, feminism, they did it before. They did it in 65 with the Great Society. They're doing it the same thing again. They're putting feminism and these liberal women's issues and alphabet above family and community. The marriage rate is already bad. They're already bitching and moaning that the guys ain't marrying them. They don't have no family. They're the least protected women out here. And then you're going to go support the type of politician that's going to further alienate the men.
Right.
Good luck.
Right. This woman said, women of color looking towards our future. Now remember, Peaceful Life, they ain't built a damn brick to build a White House. They ain't built no infrastructure. But don't you see the paradox of Lucifer and the modern woman? God created the world, but women want to benefit from the infrastructure that men created. Is that not arrogant and baffling? Now I can see if women created their own infrastructure, created their own world, and there were parallel worlds. There was a world on one side where there were women, and there was a world on one side where there were men. But men created this world. What would you say about that?
Absolutely. But this power struggle with feminism. And what I see out there when I look at those women standing around in dresses is a lot of future Vivica Foxes. That's what I see. 60, lonely, no man, and talking about she's open to dating. That's what I see. Because some women, they think that that's the power, as opposed to their family being the power, their husbands being the power, their community being the power. They look at that. They look at that White House, even though they're going to get even if she can get in there, that's not going to benefit them. How?
Right.
They don't think family community. They don't think the strength of the community is the nuclear family and being under the leadership of men, strong men that can defend them, that can fight for them, that can protect them. They don't see that.
They don't see it, and they don't care. This simp said, what did this simp say? What did Simp say? I can't even see it.
You go, they're throwing mud at the wall now. The Simps. Oh my God.
This Simp said, "Black women united for a better America, and we will rise." This Simp said, "Strength and power, about time."
Yeah.
You know, I expect the women to feel this way, but men. And this woman said, warning, never underestimate the power and determination of the Black woman. What do you think? What do you say to about men galvanizing and just focus on men and focus on men issues? What do you say about that, Peaceful Life?
I mean, Marlon, I mean, I'm sorry, Kosher, you can't really underestimate the volume of bitch ass simps we have in the Black community. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of dudes that are just been emasculated by their wives.
Right.
I mean, you can actually create a list of about 10 different types of simps we have in the back. Like,
go and talk about the different types of simps.
I don't know, man. You got the boomer simp, you got the Gen X simp, you got You got the simp panda bear. We got all kinds of fucking simps that are, and they come out like champion fighters, man. If you ever attack their queen or you ever hold their queens accountable. And I think, again, we had so many years, we have 75% of the kids born to single moms. And you talked about that on Your Mama stuff.
Oh, Your Mama, right.
These dudes will literally, they're dangerous.
They're very dangerous,
Emotional, they're dangerous men. The simps are dangerous emotional. They will delete you over some women. They're dangerous. But their level, their whole identity has been stolen from them as men, where they think that they cannot even. They see themselves through women. Period.
Right. It's called over-identification, and it's disgusting. Hold on for a minute, to say the least. When you see the nonsense, a generation of men being led by women is disgusting. Top Gun saying at the Kosher Clinician, but who hurt you? Commandment is your Black queen.
Yeah, right.
Commandment is your Black queen. And you're right, Graver Train Sims. Dallas D said that you remember when Trump was ridiculed for dodging the draft? How do we support a female who's born with draft immunity as president with wars going on around the globe? That's powerful. What do you say about that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What Dallas D said. What would you say? How do you respond to that?
Well, obviously women don't really want equality, but she does have draft immunity. But and even, man, it's just a bad situation to really think about it in so many negative ways. I mean, this person, what we're talking about, was not even supported by their own party to be in leadership. I don't really think, like 0 delegate votes when she was running. So, I mean, not only does she not had any real stake in the game in terms of just what she is and what she stands for, but she is not even supported by her own party. So she had to really just, in a way, get in that position through the back door by being a VP, by being a person that was picked to put in a position because she was a woman and because she was a minority, and then had to fall into that position because she couldn't even stand on her own to get herself to that level where she'd be a presidential candidate.
Dallas D is right. That's a darn good one. Dallas D said, how can we discuss women's rights? That is an excellent point when we don't even damn know what a woman is.
Exactly.
So based on them, Kamala Harris is not a woman because she's fluid.
Right. Yeah.
She might be a chuck. She might be a shoe.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
They're all over the place. Yeah. You know. Oh, they call them. She's what they call a breastfeeder.
No, they call it a chest feeder.
A chest feeder.
A birthing woman. A birthing woman. A chest feeder. But sure said, at the Kosher, have you heard of King Randall? He's a young brother who did something Umar didn't do, start a school for black boys. Wow. Have you heard of that? I haven't heard of him.
See, King Randall. Let's see. It's very heard of King Randall. He's a young brother who did something. I don't know. I mean, King Randall. I don't know who's.
I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna look him up. The irony is that Umar was invited by King Randall to speak at a conference. King Randall paid for Umar to spend Umar counsel and has a refund of money for the expenses.
Oh yeah. I seen the text messages. Yeah, he wouldn't give him back his money. He paid like $2,000 or $2,400. And it's like, and Umar don't do refunds. he got bills to pay.
And lies to tell. Bills to pay and lies to tell.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that one. I seen the text message that he sent. Umar told him he sent him some ninja please response. I gotta look that
Right. Now look at how selfish they are in Peaceful Life. You got women that want babies, would love to have babies, but they can't have babies. But these selfish women that are getting deletions, we understand in circumstances if a woman had been raped or incest, and I struggle with that because I'm sensitive, but I struggle a little bit because I still say, put the baby up for adoption. But I understand it. I understand it's a hard decision. But would you argue that are most women getting babies because of incest or a violation, or would you say they're getting babies because they sport effing and not using precaution?
It's sports because they're getting pounded out by dudes that they don't want to have babies by, and they know that dude's not going to take care of that baby, so they're really using baby deletion as birth control, and they know obviously there's a bunch of freaks, so using protection, that's come second nature to them. They don't want to use protection. They allow themselves to be explored and like a skin in, and they think about it after the fact.
They think about it afterwards, right?
And that's where they run down to Planned Parenthood. So they have 30 plus forms of birth control, and they still they like to explore certain things raw. I mean, it's just the way. That's why Houston and the rest of these cities, Atlanta, and all these places, are out of control with the STDs, and that's what they're using it for. They're not using it for those. They did a study on what the percentages of the cases where women are actually doing it for being that, and it's like point whatever 0.00 whatever percent. It's rare that's happening. Most of it happens because women are taking part in sexual liberation. That's really what it comes down to. Right.
I totally agree. And look at what this person said. This person said the Republicans want to take away women's rights. Democrats will. Now look at this. What you and I talked about, the emasculation of men. LeBron on
absolutely.
And this stuff is these boule Negroes are part of the upper class. They're the black overseers, and they tell everybody else what to do. They use media influence and also the esoteric, and they push their nonsense to the masses, but more specifically, black men. And you and I laugh all the time. Look at these men in dresses. They're gonna try to put men in dresses, and they're gonna keep pushing this alphabet agenda.
Absolutely.
And you see it over and over again. But once again, if they were following their men and supporting their frat, they would have their frat brothers up front leading the charge. And you do got some simps like Ricky Smiley.
Oh God.
Hogan here, Roland Martin, and what's the other guy's name? Leading the calls or leading the bell. You got him, but and what's his name? Steve Harvey.
Right.
But they're the reason why these women are so messed up because they lied to them. This woman says successful black women empowerment. Some claim we are a weaker vessel, yet we own companies. And look how they flexing on black men, Peace of Life. Some claim we are the weaker vessel, yet we own companies that run billions of dollars in revenue. So some say we're too aggressive, yet we fight for things we believe in. We pray daily, covering you from the enemies from afar. I fully understand the role of a man and what a man it is. Does he know the role, a woman's role? I keep communicating from well, anyway, I'm not reading all of this.
Oh, she wrote an essay, man. I'm about to say.
Yeah, I ain't read all yet. We are here to support our black kings. Stop emasculating them through your spiritual weakness. We were right. What does she mean by that? We are here to support our black kings. Stop emasculating them through your spiritual weakness.
I think she's against that. Yeah,
oh, right.
She's
Like,
to hell with all that nonsense.
Let me send her some love and support. Would you marry? You know, she's definitely of the nation. Her name is Sister Colette Muhammad. That's her name.
Right.
And it seems like those women and traditional conservative black Christian women and even some of the Israelite women, they get it. And while their worldviews are different, right, they understand the patriarchy or a healthy patriarchy. How would you respond to that?
I mean, I think those are the women you want to get. Those are the unicorns. And unfortunately, you know, our community is such a small representation of that. So, I mean, those women themselves, I think, to be honest with you, inevitably, those women and us are going to have to separate from these women over here, the liberal women, the hyena women, and those women that have that mindset and mentality of this matriarchy, and they don't want to be led by men. So any of these women, really, they're showing themselves of what they are and what they believe in and who they support. So let them be over there with this high inflation. Let them stay over there in their own little feminist LGBTQ bubble and support themselves. That's what I'm saying. We just look out for our sisters.
Right. We're going to look out for our sisters. Shout out to Bashur. She said that most baby deletions are due to carelessness. With the myriad of birth control at women's disposal, there should be no excuse for the amount of bastard babies in our community. She's correct. She said, yeah, I say, yeah, they love that raw meat, man. They love that raw meat. They love it. They love it, peaceful life. And once they get all them bastard babies, man, then they're angry and mad and blaming you and blaming me,
blaming us,
and blaming everybody else beside themselves. And then they turn into genetically modified Angry Birds. Hold on.
Loser ass.
Your video with comments about
He's a
certain
loser.
other female.
Just to let you niggas know, we don't need y'all. We want y'all, but we don't need you.
20 years later.
Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, kings. And most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you.
And most importantly, we need you.
You can't.
If you a that's for the streets.
You can't delete the ski. You can't delete the ski.
I know a who used to suck dick every month of night.
You can't
delete your.
You can't delete your history. You can't delete the skin
every time, man.
You can't delete the skin. You can't delete it.
Kosher, I don't want to hear none of these women bitching and moaning about nothing. I don't want to hear them anymore. I don't want to hear them talk about not being the least protected. Right. I don't want to hear them about being broke. I don't want to hear them bitching about inflation. I don't want to be them manying this or manying that. You're strong and empowered. You like to vote for feminist woke ideology. Support yourself. Pay your own bills, and you can live on your own without a man. That's what that was going to get real cold with them right now. They're on their own.
They're on their own right, because like I said, they not like us. And when you see them on the street, Ingram, A Piece of Life, when you see them struggling, you know what you need to say? They not like us. Exactly. When you see them, I'm crying, they say, okay, can we get some men to help us? They not like us. You look at the woman straight in her eyes and say, ma'am, they not like us. Because I'm going to remember it. We know there's a remnant of good black women that don't think that way.
Right.
But by and large, what percentage would you say think like these women? What would you say, brother?
Man, true. That think like these women in the black community?
Mm-hmm.
I would say 80%.
I would say it's more than that. Well, I would
Maybe
say, right. You're being conservative. 80, right, yeah. Right.
80%
right.
plus. Minimum 80%.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum 80%.
It's
bad, dude. It's bad.
It is bad.
Highly feminist. I mean,
it is
it's
bad.
Crazy how bad it is.
It is bad. I totally agree. Gregory Scotland says, salute, Kosher, and peaceful life. We as black men need to get it through our heads that black women have been a problem for us since slavery. We will be able to adjust to the current mindset much better long history of betrayal. What do you say about that based on what Gregory said?
Absolutely correct.
I think Gregory was right. Yes, sir. Right.
And like I said, we mentioned the contract for America earlier with Ice Cube. What's in it for black women? So they always consider themselves as some type of separate entity from us. And I think that's really, what guys got to get through their head. Your women are not voting with you. The women, not our traditional women that we deal with, but generally black women themselves, they're not with you. You're on your own. They're not with you. Maybe if there's like some, maybe there's a protest or something. The only time you see those women is when there's some like protest. That's about it.
Top Gun said that's the problem with some pro-black folks. They commit to blackness rather than successful results, even if it's the nastiest trash. How would you respond to that?
I totally agree. Race is the defining thing for them, not character, not policies that produce outcome. And they will give away their vote for free on some race shit or some race fear or some gender identity things or some feminist issues like baby deletion. They will sign their whole family over. They don't care.
Right. No, I agree with you. Dallas D said now he got a little penis out of the breakup, but yet you was hopping up and down on him for years. And you know what I find crazy? Dallas D think, okay, so Gregory Scotland says 90 to 95%. I think
probably right.
Yeah. Top Gun said over 90%. Dallas D said about 85. Okay, that's fair. And Jones Boy said 95%. But sure, so I'm out here in public house going to the grocery store, the Home Depot. I've gotten assistance from men if neither and doors open. I wonder why I can't get help and I can get help and hyenas can't, because she's a feminine woman and she knows how to respect men. I'm gonna read a few more of these comments and then I want to get to this clip that you were telling me about this queens and whatever, and we're gonna break that down too. And so let's look at what this person said real quick. I ain't gonna read all these comments, peaceful life, and then I'm gonna go to Anton and we're gonna look at the kings or queens. I like what this person said. Austere Williams said, he said, look like they took it down.
Stop to you, man. Zuckerberg is like, hell no, you're not exposing my women.
Right. Look like they removed me from the group, which I don't care.
Zuckerberg will kick you out, man.
It said to me, it shows how ignorant and lost melanated people are. Lamentations 4:17. As for our eyes have yet failed for our vain help in watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. She literally says she is not African American, nor would she do anything to help black people. Just because her skin is melanated doesn't mean she's from Shem. That's why she's married to a fake Jewish man, because the real Jews are from the tribe of Judah and are melanated people. None can save the melanated people but the King Christ Jesus himself. And I can't reply to it. They said posts have been removed The post or the object that you will come has been removed by its owner and can no longer become. Why do you think they removed the Peaceful Life?
I don't know, man. Probably too much heat, too much smoke, man, out here. It's a sensitive. It's a sensitive environment right now, man. It's real sensitive, man.
Yeah, they don't want the truth, man. They don't want the truth. Let me show you something. You talked about the kings and queens, and tell the audience who kings and queens are real quick.
Well, it's Queen of Kings, which is basically a black female YouTuber, single mom with 2 kids. That obviously we know the swirler community is real big on shaming black men, calling them inadequate, saying that they don't marry them, saying that black men are the problem, and saying that they get basically mediocre results when they date black men without any consideration to the type of men they date, not taking any responsibility and accountability. Many of these women are the I guess what I call them, the spawn of dating pookies, basically. So they end up getting with guys that pookies, Ray-Rays, Mooks, Raekwon, man, they get babies, they get knocked up, they blame all black men for their problems,
right?
And they think the solution is in finding a man of another race, preferably white, because these men are supposed to be far superior to black men. And not the black men that they got with, but all black men, apparently. And these guys can be just regular, average Carpenter Bob guys.
Right.
And they will elevate them and treat them better and try to make it look like black men are terrible. And look at, I got this new white daddy husband. Yep.
Right. No, I agree. I'm going to break this thing down, man, because this is funny, Peaceful Life. I want you to give me your critiques on it. And this is this chick that was married to this white simp, because he look a simp to me.
He's a simp, but he's a simp that she's paying for just to make black men look bad.
Right.
She's pretending like he's paying for it, but really she's sponsoring it because he doesn't have any money. And
right.
It just really.
And you know
what? His sugar daddy paid for that place. Remember, she said her sugar daddy paid for that condo.
So who's a sugar daddy?
She has some other dude on the side, probably some married dude who's tearing that. He's a married dude who's tearing that up too. So it ain't just he got the husband and she got a sugar daddy going on.
She must got some fire cooler calorie.
Well, she's sponsoring the husband and she got a sugar daddy.
she must got some fire cooler calorie.
I don't know what she's doing, man.
Because she got
the whole. You got it all going on there.
She already popped out four children. Yeah. But let's look at this. Let's break it down. Hold tight.
Baby girl, you something special. You my little angel. I love how you love God and you getting paid. You and your pretty girl vibes. You ain't nothing basic.
Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid the down deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that.
And you know what I find amazing, man? The laws of quality women, Peaceful Life. They deserve the best of men. When you and I were in school, man, if you had children out of wedlock, you were a lower tier than a woman that had no kids and didn't have a high body count. What would you say about that, Matt?
Well, there was actually shame there. But
it was shameful, right?
It was shame. But again, low standards. Black community don't have any standards for the women. Matriarchal system. But this shit is complete fraud, man. I'm glad she's been exposed. You know what? Because she's been talking so much trash about black men, this woman, about how inadequate black men are. Again, they will get Carpenter Bob, unemployed Carpenter Bob, and try to elevate and project an image, just anything, even if it's made up, to make black men look bad. Mm-hmm. It's mental illness, to be honest with you.
It is mental illness. It's severe mental illness. Hold on.
I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend. Oh, okay. Let's not pretend. Let's just be very, very real. You told me to put it on live, so I put it on.
And you got this big Simp. He's a big Simp too. He's about 6'4". He's a big dude, man. About 6'5". He's a big burly dude. But you know what I find silly, man? And this big Simp and maybe he's doing it because it's to make money, which I ain't mad at him. But you know, dancing with his wife and being led by his wife's emotions and not operating his purpose. Why are so many American men being led by their emotions and allowing their women emotions to control them and control their purpose, in your opinion?
Well, it's just who they are. Low self-esteem. Then it's that box. She probably whipping it on him pretty good. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Strung on out. So it's we're in subculture. This is the way these dudes have been cultured to be. And again, they've never really done the self-development to work on their masculinity, their manhood, or could be the environment they're raised. They're raised to be a simp. They're brought into the culture. It is a gynocentric environment. They may have they've adapted and accepted it. And this might be in his mind, him scoring, hitting one out of the ballpark, which is she's actually in pretty decent shape, despite her being, a single mom of 2. And she probably laid it on him real good, like you said. that altered his thinking.
But sure said, the Crystal Cure was just talking about this woman in her live yesterday. I was going to ask you about her. And Greg would say, remember, save your community, black men. SY, save your community, black men. Again, save your community, black men. Right. What are you saving?
Right. There's no community.
They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. There was another therapist that said that when you hold black women accountable, they leave. And it happens. They don't want to hear the truth. No. You can't tell them nothing. They don't. You can show them evidence and they still don't want to hear it, man.
They don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it, man. I mean, get mad.
Well, I tell you what they do listen to.
Right.
Ass kissing. Pander bearing. The woman is God. Those Hotep simps. They listen to that stuff. They love some Derrick Jackson telling them stretch marks are beautiful and being a BBW is not an issue. And, they love all that stuff. Real man don't deserve a single mom. They love all that talk. They love that stuff. They listen to that shit all day long.
Right. No, I totally agree. Hold tight.
Hey, man, listen, I just got back from vacation. I got to finish some work I left before I left. I'm fucking stuck in traffic. What's going on, Jacksonville? I'm trying to... but this is one of the best things that happened while I was gone. I wanted to make a video in Orlando, but fuck it. I've never seen this lady a day in my life, but apparently she makes that content of like a black woman who's divested in black men, and then they get a white boy and it's like, oh, he's so much better, everybody look at this, and they make a whole brand off of that. Which, hey man, that's your hustle, yo. But then she got mad and spilled the beans like, oh, he's not the real provider I said he was, he's not this and that, I've been paying for everything and blah blah blah. I got a couple of things that we need to talk about. Number one, I don't think that's like outing him. I've always said this, and y'all can talk down on me as much as you want. My wife ain't no chump in the financial, even though I'm the breadwinner. I make multiple 6 figures a year, but my wife makes good money too. I think that men need to also start vetting for when it comes to how much money that woman makes. There's way too many men who make great money, see a pretty girl that work at fucking McDonald's and wife her up. Like, we gotta stop doing that. But I don't think she's outing him. I think like she's outing herself, because she was the one who propped him up to be this excellent provider man that a black man could never. And now you spilling the beans on who? Yourself? That's fucking stupid. Secondly, when women say, oh, men are intimidated by women who make money. No, it's because this is how y'all act when y'all get mad.
Right.
It's how you act. It's the way you act. Hey, where did bro go? The Arabian dude in the car. It's the way you act. Where the fuck did he go? Anyway, yeah, this is why a lot of guys don't like to deal with women. Like on the flip side of before, from what I was just saying, this is why a lot of guys don't like to deal with women who make a lot of money. Because the second she get mad enough, she gonna throw it back in your face, which is weird. It's like, did you do it out of love? Did you do it because you wanted the Range Rover in the house? Or did you do it so that you could hold it over my head and have power within the relationship?
And that goes back to what we say at Peaceful Life. They only like power and strength. How would you respond to that?
I totally agree. And again,
for real, I just gotta understand, man. It's 2024. There ain't nothing wrong with a woman making good money, yo. She make good money. She got the down payment on the house. She got a Range Rover. Shit, I appreciate her. And my wife give me a Range Rover, I'm gonna tell her ass thank you every time I crank that bad boy up. I'm gonna keep gassing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay the insurance up on it. I'm gonna hold her door open and shit when she getting in it. I don't think that's like a bad thing. Maybe I'm tripping.
I think he's on to something.
I think he's on to something too. Hold on for a minute. Let me get the one with Anton real quick, and we're gonna break his down real quick. But it's a problem. It's a problem on Peaceful Life because not only are women voting blindly, Anton been doing a great job covering it, but it's sad because none of them want to hear the truth. Inform black people I'm voting for women call me names. Yeah. So let's see what Anton is saying real quick. Hold on for a minute. Let's pull this up. They're calling Anton names.
Of course.
They're calling him names because he's using logic and precision. And they don't like what he's saying because he's a masculine man, which is typical for immature women.
Hyenas. Straight hyenas.
Black men supposed to vote for somebody because she's a woman and she's black. So let's look at this real quick. Hold on.
Black people, don't be afraid to show your support to Donald Trump, okay? Don't be scared. They're gonna call you a coon, they'll call you a bunch of names, but who cares? I've lost some friends, but were they really your friends if they can't respect you?
Right.
To think for yourself? They're not. So any well-informed voter is not voting for Kamala Harris. I think it's time that we get off the plantation. Black people are conservatives by nature. They have ruined this country. They have ruined the black families. They're ruining our children. I think they're a worshiper of the devil because...
Hold on. She cooks so much. We might have to rewind it back. You know what we do on this platform? Because I got to get the full context. And I always like to give credit to the content creators. So I'm definitely going to be linking back to the...
So what do you say about this sister? Because she's telling the truth. There are some women that are waking up. There are women that get it. There are women that understand it. And I agree with this sister because let me tell you something, Peaceful Life. And this woman is right. A person is not your friend if you have a different position,
right?
And they cut you off because you had a different position. You didn't disrespect them, but you just had a different position. But then I would say you were never my friend in the first place. Because if I got to be a friend based on how you feel, then you're not a friend. You're fake. And you had your own agenda. And when you didn't get your agenda met, you got in your feelings and you run away. Have you had people like this in your life that you had to cut off because you had a position and they can respect you from your position as a man?
Well, they get offensive in this. They'll say sly things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they might call you homophobic or some weird shit like that. Mm-hmm. And they try to, you know, basically shame you into seeing the world their way. And that's a huge mistake. And even when you present them with issues, they still they're plantation minded, and that's it. They're invested in this identity politics, and she's right. They don't care about policies. They don't care about facts, and you can't change anything about them. But I think it's really a small minded person that's going to pick their friends just because of political affiliation or whatever. You know, that's nonsense. You know what I mean? People have a right to choose or support who they want to support.
Right.
You know.
I totally agree. This friend's listening to this. Hold
on. In the description to her platform, whether or not I agree with people or not. And make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. We had the Patreon meetup. It was absolutely lit. And then on top of that, make sure you get Teach Hanley 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. But she's cooking, and she's absolutely cooking. I can't tell you how disrespectful people have been to me as a result of my position of saying that I am not going to vote for this woman because if you go to her website, she don't even have no policy that she stand on when it comes to how she's going to govern the United States of America. I'm not voting for somebody based off of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm not voting off somebody based off of identity politics that don't even identify as y'all. And I'm not even a blackity black. You know what I'm saying? And the worst part about it is that, and I was having this conversation on the Millionaire Morning Show this morning. I remember when y'all were setting the standards for had to be like 5 years ago, setting the standards on what you thought the standard for what being pro-black meant in the black community. And y'all said that you actually had to be married to a black person, which I don't agree with. I think that you should go where you celebrate it and not where you tolerate it. However, people don't even have standards within their own communities. And when you start to dig into the archives and you start to look at her track record and what she participated in and how many people she locked up and what evidence is being withheld from and all of that stuff, I don't even have to make a case against her. Because when you ask somebody why they're voting for somebody, either it's identity politics, but in Biden's case, when he was on the hook, they were saying that they were voting for Biden based off of the fact that they didn't like Trump. But when you start to look at the track record of what happened in 2016 through 2020 versus 2020 through 2024 or 2021 through 2024 and a half, it's a completely different conversation. And that's a fact. It's an absolute fact. But let me rewind the tape because he got a lot that she went through and I want to get the full context. Again, make sure I hit a like for the algorithm. Let's get it.
Black people, don't be afraid to show your support to Donald Trump, okay? Don't be scared. They're gonna call you a coon, they'll call you a bunch of names, but who cares? I've lost some friends, but were they really your friends if they can't respect you to think for yourself? They're not. So any well-informed voter is not voting for Kamala Harris. I think it's time that we get off the plantation. Black people are conservatives by nature. They have ruined this country. They have ruined the black families. They're ruining our children. I think they're a worshiper of the devil because to tell kids that they can transition at early as age 7 and 8 is very concerning. This is not about race. This is not about gender. This is about what's right for this country, and that's Donald Trump. Look at how Kamala Harris kicked off her campaign by going to a drag race show. Are you serious? The two most concerning issues in America right now are border crisis and our economy. You know, now they're saying she was never the border czar. So what was she? I guess now they're going to say she was never the VP also. I guess they're having whiplash.
She's cooking.
I don't know what's going on. They're just a bunch of liars. Like I said, any well-informed voter is not voting for her. So black people, I know a lot of black people who support Donald Trump are afraid to speak up. Speak up, okay?
I want to address some of the things that she said.
You know, the shaming language for having a stance because she's right. But not only is she right, she's right because it is of the enemy. It's part of ushering a one world order. It's called a Hegelian dialect to bring order out of chaos. What would you say about what this woman is saying, brother?
I totally agree with her. I mean, I see no points that I disagree with her on. You know, the issue between her, she's going to be on an island by herself for a little while, because it's really hard to find like-minded people or people that are open and independent thinking, especially when especially hanging around the urban areas or the community. She's going to get isolated and attacked. You know, but she's on point.
And you know what I find baffling in Peaceful Life? The things that people talk about, it was this common knowledge. A lot of this stuff that they're pushing there, our ancestors didn't go for that. You're from the Bahamas. Bahamians didn't go for this liberal nonsense. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, and again, liberalism has snuck in there. Women empowerment stuff is snuck in there. There's still a patriarchal, hole in society, but you can see with how the American culture has, affected, I mean, the West in general, in terms of what the feminist ideology. But again, how has that worked out for Black people over the course of time? It hasn't.
Right. It hasn't. Right. Yeah. It hasn't. And it continues to proliferate. We're more concerned about token politics instead of being concerned about true power. We're more concerned about chucks and pearls instead of following our men and following leadership and respecting male leadership. But once again, a world that men created, now all of a sudden the Luciferian Paradox, where the woman want to be over the man like Lucifer want to be over God. And it's weird, man. It's weird, but you can't tell them that. And that's why I said she become president. They won't be getting my support. I'm gonna ignore.
Right. The first thing that she said was about the name calling. And again, I said this and I'm gonna say it again. I think that the least tolerant people are usually the ones that's on the left. The least tolerant people are the ones that's on the left. I could disagree with you, but that don't mean that I lack a respect for you. I still want you to win. I still want you to get money. I still want you to be a productive citizen. I don't want you to go to jail.
I agree.
I could absolutely I disagree with people all the time. I disagree with people that's in my own family. I don't agree 100% with anything that anybody says.
That's true.
Or that I
Same
can
here.
think of.
Right.
Except for myself. But the reality is that they are the least tolerant of any demographic of people, the
Least
left.
tolerant, yes.
And they will bully you.
Right.
And they will think that they're doing something. And so when you start to stand up for everybody by standing up for yourself, they then start calling you out of your name. They then start disrespecting you. They will go after your people. They will go after your spouses. They have no limits. And so it's so funny how people that are looking for inclusion is so intolerant of people that disagree with them.
Right.
On top of that, we are traditionally conservative. We have always been conservative. And even if you look at your family values, how we became so liberal and how we started tolerating people doing things that's not even in the best interest of our family. But then we want to put the genie back in the bottle and say, well, wait a minute, we shouldn't have men and women's sports, so we shouldn't have alphabet community agenda inside of our books and stuff like that. Y'all forgot about that? Let's continue to go into identity politics, voting for somebody just based off of the fact that they're Black. Haven't y'all learned from that? Forget the national election. We could just use, again, the local election. London Breed over there in San Francisco. People all across the country is literally reeling from the fact that they have these cities that are ran by people that are unqualified to be in these positions, that don't have your best interest at heart. And then all of a sudden you try to find your way out of these cities and you want to move somewhere else, where I think that you should stay where you voted. I 100% advocate for people to stay exactly where they are, because if your city is going down in ruins, it's a strong possibility that you are the culprit and you are the architect of it by voting into somebody, or not voting at all, somebody, or supporting somebody in office that's creating the laws and the legislation that's not in y'all best interest. And then again, she said the first thing that she did, and one of the things that she did, was she mobilized sororities and fraternities. She didn't stand on policy. She don't have nothing on her website. Even Andrew Yang, and I supported Andrew Yang as a Democrat for president. I absolutely disagreed with his socialist agenda and making sure that he give a check to everybody. However, his understanding of policy and his understanding of what was coming from a technological perspective and how that was going to affect our lives financially was spot on. It was absolutely spot on. And instead of her standing...
Let me ask you a question, Peaceful Life. When did you begin to see the demise of the black community? When did you begin to see it?
I think it whew. You can go back. The 80s were starting to get bad. The 90s, we still had some semblance of decency and some level of respect. But I think that when it starts really getting really bad is when social media starts getting it and really accelerated this disintegration of the black community.
Right.
It's social. When social media start really getting it on pace. Now what happens inevitably, now you've created an environment where people really and where attention became the most dangerous drug. Where ignorance was celebrated. Like the people will do things for clicks and likes and to get social media attention that further help destroy the communities, because most of that was just immoral nonsense and garbage that had no values. And when we got rid of shame, and I would say getting into the 2000s was when it really got bad, when social media really started kicking out.
I would say gangster rap.
Well, that's in the late 80s and 90s. That was bad. But the thing about it is we didn't have these things in our hands 24 hours a day.
Right. I agree with that.
At least once you turn that stuff off, it was off. This thing is going 24/7. It's even to the point, to be honest with you, where if you were to punish your kids and take this phone away, they would literally have a conniption.
Right.
You've taken away an identity from them. That's why even you tell some parents, you didn't just take a phone away from them. You took away an identity.
An identity, right.
And they would rather take a whooping with a belt than to give up this phone.
Right.
Because that's just temporary. It's like they worry about what people are saying about them.
Almost like an addiction. Almost like a spirit behind it too. Gregory Scotland said, "Hey, Kosher, in Peaceful Life." And we saw right here in the manosphere and adjacent spaces, women call men names to try to intimidate them for not running their channels the way they thought they should. Yeah, they tried it with me until they picked the damn wrong one and got their feelings hurt. Like I said, we can have a conversation, but you ain't gonna tell me how to operate as a man. Nobody gonna tell me how to operate. I can respect your position and we can be cool and we can keep it moving. We can disagree. I'm not gonna stop being a brother with somebody because their position is different than mine. How many times have I not said Peaceful Life? I said, whereas men, we don't agree on all things or ideologies. But we're in the crisis as men. And sadly, the Simp culture is destroying a bunch of men. Gregory Scotland said, got that. Gregory Scotland said, still recovering from the crack era of the 1980s. How would you respond to that?
I think the crack era was big, but if we go back earlier to the 60s with the Great Society, I think that was the ultimate blow. The crack era had a serious effect on the community in terms of starting really the process of mass incarceration. That was a huge problem for the community as well. But I think even with that, again, the drug epidemic, the crack epidemic, those people that were involved in that environment and culture how big of that was a part of our society itself. I think really what did it is the single parent household. The single mother households was the ultimate blow. And you know, again, that spawned gangster rap. That spawned an environment where, with the crack epidemic and all, where men were no longer in situations to lead and be in control of the household, the family. And that was the ultimate blow. Because without men protecting the community, and then you have the women that are feminists, indoctrinated feminist ideology, and they're promoting this single mom's nonsense as being acceptable and cool, you know, you have a community that's set on the pathway of destruction.
Right. And it seemed like it hasn't gotten any better since, to say the least. Hold tight.
No.
And on policy, what she did was mobilize people based off of alliances and identity. And then she started to go on RuPaul's drag show in order to say, hey, listen, we're this, and we absolutely, come on, man, that ain't even what you stand on. You don't even like that. You disagree. You go off on people that think like that operate like that on a regular basis. I just had a dude on a platform yesterday in which I never disrespected him because we weren't having a conversation that was disrespectful. I disagreed with some of the things that he was saying. I agreed with more of what he was saying from a political perspective. But the reality is that I seen the chat and people were going crazy. And some of the very people that was going crazy on him were some of the same people that were saying that they support Kamala Harris. But she can go on RuPaul's drag show and advocate. She also talked about the border czar. Ditto. We already know that her as the border czar has failed dramatically. And then last but not least, becoming an informed voter. I don't even tell people how they should vote. I tell people how I'm voting, why I'm voting the way that I'm voting, and then also that you need to become more informed about how it is that you're voting. And I believe that if you become more educated and you pay attention to the policies, you pay attention to what's happened over the last 8 years or so, it's impossible for you to vote based off of identity, knowing that it's not the best thing for you. Acting like this woman know you. She don't know you. She don't even care nothing about you. I'm curious as to what you guys think. I think that this woman cooked. Make sure that you tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Also on top of that, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. And then
Conference in the 70s.
Yeah, he said the 70s. What do you say about that Peaceful Life?
It's hard to tell which blow was the most severe. I would say he's close. The 70s. I would say
some are arguing the 60s. Many are arguing the 60s.
65, because that's when really the Great Society's up and pumping. And if you really take samples from the Monahan report with and you read it probably the 60s was the ultimate blow, because you see, the crack epidemic would have been able to be as strong if our homes were intact from the 60s on, you know, the 60s and 70s, because I think that's when the full effect started getting into the 70s, when you started seeing a lot more single parent households popping up, and that made them more susceptible to the crack epidemic. I think if families were more intact, it would be difficult to really put that in place.
Right. And you know what, Peaceful Life, real quick, and then we're going to this go back what you and I talked about the spirit of the Antichrist. Look at what this woman is saying. And remember I told you, and you know, Anton be doing some good stuff. But remember I told you, these women are not following their husbands.
No.
The women are telling their husbands to follow them, which is totally and completely out of order. Let me show you something real quick. Hold on.
My melanated queens on this app talking to their melanated queens about the situation at hand. So white women, come to the front. We have to have a discussion. There are going to be a lot of people, especially white men, trying to convince you that Kamala is not qualified to do the job. She is more than qualified to do the job. She is very educated. And if you want to bring up her affair that was forever ago, then we also have to talk about Donnie and how he cheated on all of his wives.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you.
But here's the problem. Donald Trump got into the Donald Trump didn't sleep with women to get to the White House.
Right.
But she did sleep with men and Sweet Willie Brown to get to the White House, which means she wasn't qualified. Donald Trump didn't have to sleep with nobody to get to the White House. He did something wrong, but he didn't have to sleep with no one. But don't you find it amazing, man, how white women are telling black women to be their sisters, but yet they were the right hand of white supremacists and oppressors, and now black women are following the rebellion of white women against their own men, but yet we were oppressed together. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's disturbing. But at the end of the day, when they have an agenda and their thirst for power, that's all they can see. They don't care.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I totally agree. Hold on.
Something. First of all, this is pandering at its finest for any white woman to sit there and refer to you as a melanated queen. Black men don't even call men queen no more because it's become so corny. Queen is almost synonymous with grand rising at this point. Queen is almost synonymous with back in the day when we was in middle school, and then in high school, and then in college, and then now even today, some of the corniest people, when a woman tell them that she married, he say, "Can you have friends?" Queen is one of the worst things. Melanated queen is one of the worst things that you could say to a black woman, but y'all want to be down so bad. And they laughing at y'all. They laughing at y'all and they finessing y'all to the polls in order to get this diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you think that because you have now allocated yourself as a minority, because you're a woman, that then qualifies you to start referring to your melanated queen. Don't worry about it, y'all. Listen, we're gonna spin the block. We're gonna get back to the original video or to the beginning because I need to see the full context. But white women for Kamala Harris is the funniest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. That's almost as funny or as bad as white men for Kamala Harris because they don't even like you. Honestly.
Let me ask you a question, Peaceful Life. If Barack Obama had a white wife and he incarcerated black women at the rate that Kamala Harris incarcerated black men, and then they got memes going on saying it was false that she didn't do it. They say she didn't do where'd they get this nonsense from, brother? Where they're trying to lie and say it was debunked, it was false.
Well,
Because
obviously
go ahead.
they would despise him. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But what's interesting about it too is, Kosher, is that this particular type of woman is the type of woman that would live in Soho in New York, and then have the immigrants come down to the black community in the ghetto, and she'll act like she's on your team. But then she'll go back to her nice condominium in a clean, nice environment. That's what they do to black people.
Right.
They'll support you, then go back to the suburbs where the crime is, where it's nice and safe and shit. Nice police department. They don't have to worry about the crime. They'll get you voting for that liberal stuff, but they go back to the nice areas and shit. That's the crazy enough stuff that go on with that, man. And they act like they're your friend, but they don't have to deal with none of the issues that you have to face. So it's some symbolic gestures. It's just ridiculous for people like her. We together. Hell no.
No. I totally agree, man. And like I said, when you try to add clarity to the conversation, many don't get it. Hold tight.
To God, they genuinely don't even like y'all. They still call y'all Karens. They still don't even want to be friends with you. They don't invite you to the picnic. And so for me to even be a person that allocates or advocates for, rocking with people based off of good character instead of just identity politics, what you think that they advocate? You think that they're going to like really rock with you because y'all raise a bunch of money for it? Man, let me spin the block. Let me start off from the beginning. Because y'all know me. I'll start going in before we even get to the context of the video. Let's get to it, y'all.
So I've seen all of my melanated queens on this app talking to their melanated queens about the situation at hand. So white women come to the front. We have to have a discussion. There are going to be a lot of people, especially qualified to do the job. She is very educated. And if you want to bring up her affair that was forever ago, then we also have to talk about Donnie and how he's cheated.
I wasn't even aware that she had an affair, but thanks for letting me know. I'll do my research.
On all of his wives, including the one he's probably still married to. So do not let deep-rooted white supremacy keep your eyes off the prize. She's exactly what we wanted. She's a woman. She's progressive.
Hi, Samantha Fish here. I'm a blues artist here in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
She's not even in her 60s yet.
She's at white supremacy, Peaceful Life. She's at full-blown white supremacy. But hold on.
She would be the first Gen X president.
She says zero policy or zero things that they can actually do that would change the trajectory of the country to make it better than it was before. But let's continue.
First black female president. This could be a fucking beautiful thing. So white women, I beg of you, do not follow your husbands blindly. Do your research and vote accordingly. Because black women have been telling us for years what we need to do, and we have not listened, and we are going to suffer because of it. We can
You hear this woman.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Do you hear this woman on Peaceful Life?
And she's disloyal to her husband, too.
Right. She's telling them to be disloyal to their husbands.
Right.
Like black women have been disloyal to their husbands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Treason.
Follow black women, not your husbands, and voting for Kamala Harris.
Fix that by just listening to them when they tell us that this is the move. Okay? Don't fumble the ball.
This is almost troll level. Like, I could just absolutely destroy this video so much And this is why I tell black men a lot of times that's so obsessed with rocking out with white women, which I think that you should go where you appreciate it and not where you tolerate it. And it's not to say that it's not some phenomenal white women out here, but this is what's wrong with a lot of these people in Western culture, because they chameleons. They want to be down so bad that they'll make the adjustment. Shout out to my melanated queens. And then this woman gonna sit there and tell women, white women in particular, not to even follow their men and to go against their man or against their husband and then do their own thing when it comes to voting for Kamala Harris, even if their man disagree. What kind of seed of destruction are you sowing in these households that's not best for the people? Listen, stay out the way. Stay out the way. Well, you know what? They're going to use y'all. They're going to use y'all worse than they use black men. I promise you. Listen, you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about it. The same way that they look at men and they say, yeah, you got to pay to play. They ain't even got to do that for y'all. They just going to take y'all money and then slap y'all in the face as a result of it. Don't you know that y'all were the ones that first led the movement into feminism, and then y'all recruited black women to ultimately break up their homes, and now y'all want to have a conversation with them and use them and leverage them in order to get somebody in office that's not even best for you? What makes you think that she even like you? Right. They don't even like you. And now you're gonna break up your home. You're gonna sow problems and issues in somebody's home, and it's unfortunate. And it's
you think white women gonna vote for Kamala Peaceful Life?
I think it's gonna be with the urban white women, the suburban black women. They're going to be a 50-50 split, and the rural women are not. With the suburban white women, I think it's 50-50. Because what happens inevitably, I said it before, it becomes like the WNBA. A lot of women support all these gender issues they're talking about, but nobody will ever go to the game. And when women are broke and in crisis, they turn towards strong men.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to. I think a 50-50 split.
Right. Well, we saw in what did we see then? We saw in what's the woman's name? Amber Rose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We seen it with Hillary Clinton. Explain
your position.
They split the vote with Hillary Clinton.
Oh right.
They voted a percentage of the women voted for Trump. I mean, it wasn't as large a percentage, but it's enough to tip the scale. You know, it's enough to tip the scale, you know.
No, I agree. Hold tight.
So funny because all of the things that she used as a talking point to say whether or not you should or you shouldn't rock out with somebody is dumb. It's dumb as hell because you can't just go based off of the fact that she's under 60. What did she say, Gen X? Did she say Gen X? She certainly didn't say millennial because I'm a geriatric millennial and I'm 42. Gen X, we don't even really rock with Gen Xers like that. A lot of the guys that was Gen Xers, they absolutely ruined the community, and that's where we got feminism from in the first place. It's them boomers and them Gen Xers. They a mess. They an absolute mess. Lives are in shambles, and now we're supposed to listen to this woman.
Do you believe Gen X did, or do you believe it was I think it was more boomers than Gen X.
Yeah.
I think Gen X played a role, but what do you think?
What? Oh, the boomers. I think the boomers were bad. Man.
I think it was more. I'm not saying Gen X didn't play a role, but if Gen X did play a role, what role would you say the Gen X played in the destruction of the world?
I don't think Gen X. I think Gen X were more of a corrective generation in terms of we started waking up to the mistakes of the boomers. I mean, and that's where we started really getting the effects of feminism and started to autocorrect. Black men had to correct a lot of things themselves. We were kind of abandoned by our women and left off the straight. We had to fix. I think also to be honest with you, the men's movement itself has helped a lot of black men. You know, to really regain their masculinity. So. I would say the boomers are bad because they're just programmed simps forever. It's too old to change. Gen X was the correcting generation. Millennials, started getting they're the ones that really started questioning everything. That Gen Z just don't give a damn.
Right. Right. Regular scholars said, Kosher, silent generation, silent boomer, and older Gen X men accepted the stepdaddy idea too much. I can see that in part. Yeah. I would say more boomer and silent generation.
Boomers
but Gen X was, teething, but he said older Gen X. I can see that.
Yeah, because he talking about the 70s. Yeah, there was some simps out there, man. I'm sorry. They were getting the real side effect of the Great Society. And they was cleaning it up.
Right. Hold tight.
that sit here and tell us that because she'll be the first female president, she'll be the first black female president or whatever. Why? Why do y'all feel like this is a call to action for y'all that would actually help y'all in any way? I'm curious, and I would absolutely welcome the opportunity to have a conversation with anybody. And I mean literally anybody. I've been begging, I've been throwing out darts literally for weeks now, practically for years, because we've been mining out exactly what her policies are and what her successes and failures are at large across the board. I'm just curious, what is it that's so great about her? Her smile is fake, her laugh is fake.
Right.
She don't even claim y'all. She don't really claim anything. She just said, I claim everything. And so everybody rock with me. Now, I seen her over there on RuPaul's drag show, hanging around the alphabet community, just making sure that she do the same thing that Biden did before her and Obama did before her. That's their landmark legislation of who it is that they advocated for the most. I'm just curious to my snow bunnies and my snow hairs, because some of y'all ain't snow bunnies. Some of y'all have aged out and now you a snow hair. You know what I'm saying? To my snow hairs that no longer have white in them, as far as, you know how the bunnies, when they first come out, they be white and they be hopping around or whatever, they fur or whatever. But then when they get a little bit older and they've been running around in the trees a lot, when they get a little bit older and they run around in the trees a lot, they first start to turn a little bit yellow because they aged out. To my snow hairs with the yellow hair in the building. Oh, wow. She fits the description. What is it that this woman is going to do for y'all that is absolutely going to capture your hearts and imaginations and your wallets that you're stealing from your husbands? What is that going to do for y'all that's going to help you to become a better version of yourself or fiction?
It's not going to do anything. It's going to be more tokenism and more symbols of power. I'm going to add this real quick. I know you got to go, and then we're going to end it. And we're going to end it real quick.
Marijuana violations, and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility of the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time. Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa.
What do you think? What do you think about that peaceful life? It's
that
satire.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. The AI did a good job on that, man.
Yeah. Hold on.
And in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking. The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring. And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. Do you think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Until November, we got more questions. We got more questions. I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for Mayor Trump,
that's funny.
And you ain't black.
Now, you got cities with Democratic women being led by cities being led by single mothers and poverty ran Democratic cities. What do you say about that real quick?
Man, it doesn't make any damn sense, man. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a feelings election. There ain't going to be no damn good policy. If it's going to be, some. They're going to talk about abortion. They're going to talk about, I don't know what else. Alphabet community. It's the same nonsense. Civil rights thing when it only really concerns the alphabet community. So it's going to be the same regurgitation of things of the past. But hey, she's a woman of color, and the feelings people and the thirst for power, symbolic power, is all they're going to care about.
Right. Yeah, they took that post down, man. Hold on.
Young people, Americans have.
And come out of the pitiful condition he's in. And all we need to do is to get a lot of power.
All right, so this proves our point about, like what Gregory Scotland has said, Peaceful Life, and what you and I talk about in private. They're not our women. They're not like us because they don't follow us. They've been fighting Sherazade Ali since you and I were teenagers in the 90s. Listen to this. Hold tight.
From Mr. Joseph.
I'm saying that we have a lot of power. We have power to make heaven and hell for our men. And I'm saying, let's try making heaven. Let's try to build him up. If a man has his woman behind him, he will believe he can do anything. And all we need to do is to get our men to believe that they can do anything. And he'll be able to, do much better than he's doing now and come out of the pitiful condition he's in. As I said, I'm not exonerating him. I'm just saying that all of that strength that we have, let's use it in a more positive way instead of just going for self. Nobody told us that all of that being my own person and I'm independent would lead to separation and loneliness. But that's what we had.
What do you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, they tried to crucify that woman, but again, she was attacked. She tried to save him, and that was during the late '80s, early '90s. Even Ayana Vazant came after her. So they really, really tried to destroy her. Well, that just shows. And that's when they were heavily indoctrination of feminism. And she was talking about some traditional stuff that would have benefited them. Now these women out here like Vivica crying about men. So, hey, again, they get what they asked for. They reap what they sow. They wanted to be in bed. They wanted power. You're just going to have to spend the rest of your life by yourself with them cats.
He said with the cats. Watch this Peaceful Life. And this here proves your talking points and my talking points. Watch this.
If we started
2-year mark, you saying within 2 years you expect.
Now, this young man asked her about bringing something to the table. Now, listen, Peaceful Life, you and I have talked in the back. By 2030, over 40% of women are going to be single and childless, and they won't change their behaviors. They won't self-evaluate, and they won't change their behavior. So watch this.
Okay. Yes. Hypothetically, and you guys all get a chance to think about this. In 2 years, within that 2 years, what do you hypothetically expect to bring to the table? To the table, not a table, but the. You got a man, he's decent, he making a little bread, he not down on his luck. Mm-hmm. You're also meeting him in the middle. What do you expect to bring to the table within 2 years? If anything at all, and if it's nothing, then that's okay.
Yes, so I believe I am the table. So
short and sweet, huh?
Look at the high level of narcissism. I believe that I am the table. Look at the high level of narcissism. That means that's solipsism. Nothing outside of self exists. When you hear this, what are you hearing, man, from this woman when you hear this high level of narcissism?
Irredeemable. I hear pump and dump. I hear recreational use, community property, irredeemable. Tossed over the left shoulder to the next man in line. That's what I hear. And that's not going to be a woman that's going to be somebody's wife.
Not at all. You don't understand the concept of duty.
Recreational use.
Right. Don't even understand the concept of duty, man. Hold tight.
Hey, at this point, meaning within
we started
2 year mark, you're saying within.
Of the kingdom of God, thy kingdom come. Where's your kingdom? Living in a car, ain't got an apartment, little old jive flat, without even a vision or hope or desire to better your condition, where's your kingdom? Don't bother this woman to go live in some junk pile with a fool.
Me too. Cash or credit.
Now,
cash or credit for what?
Now, Farrakhan is talking about men being responsible and men having their own sovereignty. Part of male sovereignty is having their own. But this woman is what I hear young men talk to me all the time in session. Men don't feel like men anymore. And this woman is playing part of it as well. Listen to this. Hold tight.
What?
What do you mean for what we just did?
I didn't know you was a prostitute.
I'm not. Are you crazy? Do I look like a prostitute?
Well, you asking me for money. You must be like an escort or something.
No, I'm a businesswoman. You ever heard of that?
A businesswoman. So you sell your pussy.
Not at all. I'm just not gonna have sex for free.
So you're a prostitute.
I need gas money.
We're in your house.
I know.
I drove to you. Shouldn't you be giving? Bitch, you should be paying. Yo.
So hopefully, man, you talk about it. We talk about it real quick, and I'm gonna let you go. But what do you think about the dating scene and so many women not understanding that they are acculturated prostitutes? What would you say about that?
Man, it's irredeemable. It's just monetized. I mean, any conversation about character or substance is absent. It's just all centered around money.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's just either cleanup duty, retirement plan, prostitution, pay for play, which is the dates, $300 dates, $200 date. It's worse than pay for play. But at least with pay for play, those guys get a return right away on their investment. This is like exploitation and shit.
Right.
So it's really just women are most, and the women that have mismanaged their youth are just out here right now just looking for a simp.
Right.
To be honest with you, looking for a sponsor. They're not. They're interested in being under a man's wallet, not under his leadership. They just want the money. Don't tell me what to do. Sponsor me. I get to quit my job and go to the gym and hang around the house, lay on the couch when I want to eat. I ain't gonna be washing your shit, cooking, or treating you like a man. I'm not gonna be traditional. I just wanted you to pay for my shit. Is what you got. Basically, a bunch of modern women that don't want to work anymore.
Mm-hmm. What do you tell young men like your son and other young men about how to mobilize in this current world that we live in?
Well, right now they're young. Right now, their purpose right now should be the number one priority. One, putting yourself in a position to try to obtain financial freedom. Also, focus on your purpose as your number one goal in life. Women cannot be, especially these women nowadays. But use this opportunity while the dating and relationship market is completely trash to put yourself in the best financial position to retire early, or to set yourself up that if you do decide to have a family, you'll be able to get yourself a unicorn woman, either one if you meet here, or if you find one here, or you might have to get one from overseas. Either way, whatever you do, put yourself in a position and power where you have leverage, where you can live the lifestyle that you want to live. I can't even put women in that equation. If you find her, great. If you get one, wonderful. But definitely take care of yourself. I hate to say it, but this is an environment where self-preservation has to be the goal.
Yeah, man. And I think the more we do shows like this, it proves our point. There are silent watchers to watch what you do, watch what I do. And we've said it over and over and over again that we don't hate women. You got sisters like this, dear Sister Bashur, Dallas D, and other black women that agree with us. We're trying to awaken the sleeping giant so that they can see the greatness that we could become. But it's so much selfishness, and so much selfishness precludes the modern black woman that they can't see the power of what black unity could look like, but also what black families could look like. Because everybody else is above us. We're at the bottom of the totem pole. And if they continue to let these immigrants in, it's going to flood this country and make it worse. You worked in law enforcement. What's your take on them and ICE and trying to get rid of ICE, Kamala Harris, Peaceful Life?
Well, they don't, I mean, they're right now in the jam because the people are here. The people are flooded into the cities. What are you going to do? You got to provide them with housing. So what are you going to do? You're going to take away structures that were really funded and designed to help out the people in that community. Now you're putting 2,000-3,000 immigrants in schools and sending kids home. And Black people, or women especially, forget all these things. That not only that, when these people get assimilated, if they ever do, they're not going to have any compassion for Black people that have been here. They're going to say, well, y'all have been here before us. Why didn't you take advantage of the American system? They don't have no compassion. They're not trying to hear about racism. They're not going to care about what you think or feel or whatever. They're going to be like, get out of here. Hey, we're the replacements. So at the end of the day, a lot of those people too, when they come over here, they're going to bring their culture, which is very family oriented. So it's going to be easier for them to take over communities because they're going to get married and they're going to build families and they're going to push your ass out. So they're going to push out the feminists.
You know, what I find baffling, I know you got to go, and I appreciate your time, man. You did an awesome job, man. I always love having you on, man. Why is it that some people can see the foresight, peaceful life? You and I can see it, but other folks can't see it. They can't see it. We see it, but they can't see it. Why is it they can't see it, man? I don't understand it, bro.
But it's because it's a community that operates on feelings.
Right.
Anytime there's a community where women are in charge, the women have raised the men to not be logical, to be emotional, and where they control and take complete dominance over the men, especially these simps in these relationships. I mean, literally, these dudes have had their balls clipped. They tell them what to do, how to move, and that's why they make these emotional the conversation. They'll be like, "Shut up," They can't even stand up to their wives. There's dudes that I think today in the Black community that actually are afraid of the women. I hate to say it. I'm ashamed to say that. There are Black men that are afraid of their wives, and afraid of their girlfriends, and afraid to stand on anything. They're just afraid of the women in the community.
No, I agree with this, man. Listen, real quick before I let you go, where do we go from here, brother?
Where do we go from here? You want me to be honest with you? We'll see if my thing is, this might be if Trump loses,
it's over.
People better start polishing up their guns. I'm sorry to say that. It could be nasty over here.
I mean, and you were in law enforcement. But you were in law enforcement. You were in law enforcement.
I don't think it's right.
And I mean, you got a cop instinct, and from your cop instinct, what are you seeing?
What's going to happen after this thing?
Right, right. You got a cop's instinct.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It can get dangerous out here. It can get dangerous out here because I think inevitably, I know Omar Johnson, as much as we may clown him and whatever else, he made a valid point. If you got a DEI type presidential female candidate that's woman of color, that's feminist, that's radical, and they take him down, who is highly favored to win, they're going to be thinking as the deep state. His supporters are going to be thinking as the deep state. They're not going to want to be under her leadership. And I don't think that's going to go down pleasantly. That's all I'm saying. I think there might be some people coming from the mountains. What's up? What's up, AR?
Yeah, man.
I don't think that's going to go down pleasantly. I have to agree with Omar. That's not going to go down pleasantly. I think I don't want to say civil discourse, but it could get nasty.
Brother, I totally agree. Well, listen, I know you got to go, man. Yeah. I appreciate everything you do, man. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your time, guys. Go subscribe to A Peaceful Life. I'm gonna call you on the back end, man. I'm going walking. I'll get you on the back end, man. But I love and respect you, brother. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the back end, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, man. Peace and blessings.
All right, be good. All right, brother. All right, guys. That was my man, Peaceful Life, man, signing off. And like I said, guys, there's always feelings over facts, feelings over policy, and you can show them the truth. You got dear sisters like her, Bashua. You got women like Dallas D that support what we're trying to do, meaning they believe in trying to build the Black community and build America back. And as we said, we don't always, human beings don't agree on everything, and that's okay. But you know you got a true friend when you can have a disagreement and they still respect you and you still have a cogent conversation. You keep it moving. And it is what it is. But guys, we're going to end this stream. Black men are still winning. Shout out to the Blizzard King. Shout out to good women like Bashur. She said, Gregory Scott. Okay, yeah, okay. But anyway, we're going to end this stream, guys. 39 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock. And we're going to end this stream, guys. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to all the people that supported me with, I think Gregory Scotland being the #1 sponsor. Shout out to Sister Dallas D for the 20. Shout out to Dallas for the 20. Thank you, dear. Shout out to Bashur for 20. Thank you, Sister Bashur. Thank you, ma'am. Shout out to Through the Fire podcast. Shout out to my brother TJ. Shout out to Top Gun for the 5. Shout out to Top Gun again for the 5. Shout out to Dallas D for 5 for 25. Shout out to Top Gun Gregory Scotland for 20. Shout out to Top Gun for 5 again. Shout out to Gregory Scotland for 2. And shout out to Gregory Scotland as he was the #1 sponsor of this stream. And Gregory, you're right. I think men are beginning to wake up. We're beginning to see and understand that many modern women are now our allies. They believe and do only what's best for them. And I think a lot of men are now beginning to galvanize themselves and figure out what they need to do as they continue to move forward. And it is what it is. We're going to end this stream, guys. In a minute, go hit the like button. I'm going to play one more clip before I end it. And thank you guys for coming to the show. We're going to end it. But guys, we are in perilous times, and it takes strong black men and strong women to come together and do what's best for our children, our future, and our community.
When men fail to lead, the children rebel and the women take over.
Now, what does that actually mean? What that means is I represent that cold shoulder that you're going to begin to feel from black men. And we see you for who you are, black women. We see you for the hate-filled individuals that you become because of your selfishness and your waywardness and your falling away from morality and what the Most High God wants for you. But let me tell you the difference between you and that white woman. That white woman stood by her man. Through 500 years of blood and guts, she stood by her man. And whether she liked it or not, she was right on board with him dominating this world. The Asian woman has been oppressed. The Asian man has been oppressed by 500 years of white male domination. So has the Native American and the Indian in India and the African and the Arab man, everybody. It's the white man's time to rule. Everybody gets a chance. Black people had 80,000 years and you sat next to the black man when he ruled. For the past 500 years, the white man is ruling. Guess what you do? Instead of being good companions and getting in line and waiting your turn again, you want to crap all over the black man, even the ones that mean you well. So ladies, you're being replaced.
Hit that like button and share this stream if you're not a beta male.
Look, you might not like it, but that's still who we are. That exuberance, that flamboyance-ness, that's the black man. And below I see athleticism, I see timing, I see soul. I promise you, if that was a white man out there dancing like that, moving and had that sort of timing, you all would be okay with it. And I'm telling you, it's okay to be okay with it. It's appropriate. He is at the African American graduation. He's getting his AA degree. That boy is probably no more than 19, 20 years old. Coming from where he came from, the same place I came from, if I could dance like that, I might do it now.
Puerto Rican man or Dominican man?
Black.
Puerto Rican man or Dominican man?
Like black men, like other cultures. This is the happiest people I ever met. And the night.
If you tell the truth, you're going to rub the most beautiful skin. If you tell the truth, you lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy.
We winning, we winning. We foundation and here. Black men been building and contending over here. Gender wars have started, a lot of sinning over here. Trying to get it together, no pretending over here. God's plan is real, they attacking the original. How you want protection in your section, hypocritical. How you want a real man, think it's so cynical. Number one, in hospital deaths, talking clinical. Depression turn 50, die alone, it's preventable. You can't even wear your own hair using chemicals. You won't even listen to your man, not identical. You having them Drake babies, we not feeling you. Time is running out, you can't hide, we revealing you. Ain't nobody ever told the lies that we see in you. Divest, vanilla up your pie, still invisible. That's why we fly to friendly skies, and here's the proof. Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? This when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate, they hate while we winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, cause we winning over here. We winning over here.
Man. Can't wait to get back to Thailand, man. Got on my Bangkok shirt, man. I'll be back out there.
Man?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I'm just peace, relaxation.
You had enough
bro.
of the Matrix?
Oh, man, I've already had enough. When I got back almost 2 months ago.
Different. What I tell you, when you come back,
Everything.
Oh,
Yeah, always.
We winning over here. Jump the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, cause the blizzard jumps. Finances are short, so they taking from the men. Open up them borders, let them immigrants come in. Dilute the water, so you sipping from the sin. Bioengineered all the food that's going in.
This is science meat. FDA approved science meat, of course. It was grown in a vat instead of inside an animal's body. And I'm about to chow down on it.
Poison the country, even music full of gin. Evil spirits and devils got us jumping out the spin. Can't trust the people, no community events. Diseases inside, destroy communities within. Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? That's what when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate, they hate while they winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, I'll be winning over here. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzards and the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king.
$1 million for you can't see the pumps. Not country. Country girl just love it just because. Wanna work so hard? You work too hard, man. Don't get. Country girl take you how you is. Country girl accept you. You understand what I say? Country girl will cook for you, clean for you, wash your clothes for you, make sure wipe out mat out your eye for you, dig out your nose for you, bust your bum for you, turn in no time for that.
Trying to get see what that be like right there. Look, be that time.
Gunshot means forward. You requested it, so we rewind.
Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? That's what when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate, they hate while they winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, I'll be winning over here. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzards and the blizzard jumps. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning.
And then you wonder why brothers want to get on the airplanes and go other places. Half the time we could deal with the women, it's you dudes.
You self-hating, selfish, narcissistic black men that we don't want to be around. We can't enjoy anything. Because if we got 2 nickels more to rub together, then you want to come hit us upside the head and take it. Y'all always coveting somebody else's stuff. Y'all, truthfully, y'all jealous of that man, Aaron Sloan. You wish you could speak like him. He was too proud, and so y'all wanted to break him down, just like the slave catcher DNA that's running through your blood.
This is the little secret of adult film actors. Last Friday, I went out with a man who is older than me. According to his driver's license,
our boy.
Pain. I've been there, locked up inside my head, broken from fear, illusions, disappointment, and hopelessness. Who heard me in my silence, where being a man means nothing? Despair. I've been there too, desperately seeking answers for the questions associated with manhood, hills and valleys, too bleak to compare. Stress, suffering in a utility silo, no comfort, no security, no freedom, no justice, just do it for others. Challenges, who will help me break the challenges? Lost in the vortex of darkness, hopelessness, fear, and abandonment. I've been there too. I've been there too. Take the next step to your destiny. Join me in this fight. Walk forward. Deep breaths. Head held high, men. Come join me, men, in the winds of time. Stories, hopes, visions, purified in the fire. I'm not a superhero, and I'm not the Reverend Knight. I'm here to help you. Join me, men, in this fight. Break the chains of your mind. Let's do it now. For now is all we have. Fire for your mind. The Kosher Clinician.